everybody, it's Christine Bertram and I'm coming to you live from the Hive on Tuesday, May 16th. It's not our normal viewing time for a class, but we had to do a little switcherooing around with the schedule because of leaving for the incentive trip on Friday morning, yay! So I talked to Tyler about it, and instead of having class on Thursday like we normally would, class is tonight. And normally Diane would be in here teaching Let's Just Stamp, but she's going to be teaching that in person on Thursday night. So here we are, yay, fresh as a daisy. A bunch of you guys are already here already, yay. We've been working on getting cards designed so that I can do a showcase video for you guys on Thursday. So I leave Friday, so my plan is to get 2 more classes designed by tomorrow and then do a showcase video on Thursday and then take some time also on Thursday and get those last 2 classes published. So yay! Hi Mary Carls, hi Patricia Settle, hi Patricia Wright. Hi Anna Carter and Sharon Land. Hi Susan Ray Hendricks. There's Sandy Wicklander, yay. Mary Lemke, 80 degrees and sunny here. You know what, you guys, does it look brighter and lighter in here too? It is because the sun is shining here as well. Yay, love it when the sun is shining. Hi Faye Godby. Hi Sarah Merchant. Hi Angelique. 2 classes today for you, for a bunch of you guys. Rose did her Technique Club class today at 1:30 Central. And then we have ink, paper, scissors tonight. So there was a lot of kidding last week for this week. It's crazy. Hi Judy Sharp. Hi Debbie Guest. Hi Jennifer Jones. Hi Sherry Stewart. Hi Lynn Beasley. There's Judy Immel. Yay, Judy, you're watching, so you know what to do next week with Diane, right? Hi. Hi Susan Bellamy. Hi Hallie Peplow. Who else do we have here? Hi Heather Grotto and Mary Jean Keepert. Hi Betty Garkraj? You know what? I like Rose too. It's hard to pronounce everybody's name, so we don't mean to do it intentionally, but I would say Garkrager. There we go. There's an R on the end. From New Zealand, yay. Hi Donna Gruski. Hi Laura Sullivan. Hi Jean Terwilliger. Yes, I have been looking forward to this class too, you guys. I am amazed that this is the biggest ink, paper, scissors we've kitted up to date. Hi Randy Schultz. Hi Linda Scott. Hi Bonnie Kemen. Hi Cindy Runtree. Thanks for sharing on Facebook. I appreciate it, you guys. So I always get everything set up on my tablet here and hit like the YouTube video. And as soon as I hit that, it kind of starts the ball rolling. And then I usually take about 5 to 8 minutes, depending on how much stuff I get, delayed because of technology. But I usually also create a post on Facebook saying that I'm live in case people don't always catch it. Hi, Sarah Mitchell. Hi, Lori Baxter. So that took a little bit. In the interim, you guys probably think I'm sitting lower. I'm really this low, but I'm sitting on my leg right now because the kitten is sitting right next to me, sleeping, trying to sleep, and he stole my seat. You know what the saying is, move your meat, lose your seat? Well, that's kind of what happened with this little one. So we're gonna let the little sleeping giant sleep so that he's not all over the place like he likes to be. Hi, Julie Bierschbach. So the suite is awesome. I would definitely agree with you, Jennifer Jones. Let me see. I got a catalog because I want to share with you guys that where you can find this suite in the catalog. But we had the biggest ink, paper, scissors is what I was trying to go on a route, and then I got sidetracked like I always do. But we kitted up 90 kits for this class, you guys. 90. Wow, is all I can say. And this is the first month that I think you guys love the suite, which is awesome. The flowers are right in time for the mood that it's time to think about putting the winter in the past for us that have the colder climates and start thinking spring. On Thursday morning, my mom and I snuck away over to the berry patch and we got I picked up all my flowers. I haven't planted them yet. They are still sitting underneath my overhang. I'm watering them every day or every other day, but I think that's on the docket for tomorrow. But we're ready for flowers, we're ready for spring, we're ready for sunshine, and just they're bright and cheerful and just fun cards. So you guys, we were originally going to do 64, and then it went to 72, and then it went to 80, and then it went to 88, and my poor die cutters, and they were going crazy, and they're like, just set a number and end with it. And so we ended with 90, and you guys, we have 85 people signed up. So we have 5 more kits available. One of those would be Diane. So if anybody is local to me and wants to attend in person, Diane is teaching this class next week, Tuesday night, so a week from tonight, on the 23rd here in the Hive. I'll be gone, but she's going to hold down the fort here and teach a class while I'm gone. It's at 6. So in case anybody wants to do in person, we still have 1 more. And then I have 4 more for people that if they want to get kits mailed out to them. And if you do, I have 1 more thing. I'm going to do 1 more day of shipping tomorrow. Not a big day, because the big day was Monday, you guys. We had 75 packages that went out on Monday. It was crazy. And I've had maybe 5 more people sign up to get the DSP sampler since I posted my post last night. And so I have about 6 or 7 packages needing to go out yet. And so if anybody does want to get this class from me, just let me know. Please reach out to me. And thanks for the pages, Holly. I appreciate it. Thanks, Cindy. Yep, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Hi, Tammy Steckling. So if anybody is still interested in this class, I could potentially get this in the mail yet before I leave, because I can always one day an order. I've been doing that a lot, and get the what I need in for the materials. But the class, everything's kitted. That's the work part of it. So Lynn Beasley, you're not on my list yet? Wow. Okay. So Lynn Beasley, you would take a kit. So I'm going to write your name down. And so we'll include you also for the drawing when I do it later. All right, so Lynn Beasley, you're on the list. We'll figure out later or tomorrow the other part of the back end of the processing of it. And if anybody else too, while we're watching it, please let me know, like in the comments here, or email me. And I will have to, once all 4 are gone, they're gone. Like I should say the 4 that are left are gone, they're gone. And we can always convert Diane's into a mailing one. So I could say we still have 4 left, and we'd be fine with that. So it's crazy, you guys. I'm looking at this list and I'm ready to do roll call. And I think we're going to do roll call right away. Just so you guys can see. It's like, wow. So Mom and Diane and I kitted all this up last week, Tuesday. And I believe these were in the mail Tuesday afternoon, along with the Technique Club class. So Rose did a great job showing everybody how to do those cards. And I still have 2 left of those. So when I drop the camera down, I was going to share with you guys what that class was all about in case anybody still wants to get that one free with an order. But we'll do roll call. So first on our list, and I got to get off my leg, you guys. So you're going to see me get a little shorter now. I had to get a seat cushion too so that I am up higher. So there, I look like they're short, and then and the camera's going to look angled weird, but that's okay. So what we do for our kittens, right? All right, so we have first on our list is actually Julie Bierschbach. Yay, Julie. Judy Immel, Chris Duda-Renke, Mary Carls, Donna Grushke, Angela Knutson, Karen Wetsign, Jill Butzine, Sherry Everett, Shirley Malarkey, Sandy Wicklander, Jeannie Parker, Susan Bellamy, Sarah Merchant, Mary Lemke, Karen Woods, Annette Rollin, Janet Deshane. So you guys, I'm doing everybody, regardless if you're in person with Diane or me, because our class list is mixed at this moment. Dawn Ablett, Bonnie Kemen, Barbara Godby, Vicki Rodriguez, Cheryl Thomas, Sharon Land, Ileana Viquez, Lori Baxter, Ruth Nicholson, Nicole Herrick, Ellen Brover, Barbara Rudolph, Jean Terwilliger, Tammy Steckling, Susan Risch, Susan Ray Hendricks, Feline Mays, Lori P., Fancy Nancy Billets, Katie Schmidt, Carla Reel, Frances Rodriguez, Pauline Landuit, Tracy Gruby, Angelique McClendon, Deb Norman, Sarah Mitchell, Nidra Dover, Suzanne Neild, Latokia Trigg, Sherry Stewart, Pamela Leahy, Lynn Beasley, you're already on the list. I knew it. I could have sworn you were on the list. Lynn, you already sent a check and paid $37, but if you'd like another one, I can always send you another one. But Lynn, for right now, I have you as number 51 already. Laura Sullivan, Patricia Settle, Dion Miller, Leslie McMinn, Jennifer Jones, Carmen Melendez, Karen Cotton, Janet Prue, Randy Schultz, Faye Godby, Christina Bernard, Kate Reynolds, Kat Fronick, Marcia Dean, Kathy Dali Nagari, Shirley Vander Bloomer, Christina Heiser, Linda Scott, Catherine Healy, Penny Powell, Becky Gandolfo, Pat Thomas, Caroline Ketchmark, Susan Wormley, Sherry Martin, Jenna Helms, Rosa Olvera, Anna Carter, Anna, this might be your very first class. Patty Wright, Carol Donovan, Elaine Rebeck, Jody Storman, Cindy Bruntry, and Wendy Kruger. Oh my goodness, that was quite the list. And so we have here, so Lynn, you're not going to be at the end. I'm going to cross off your name and I'll white it out later. But that at the moment, you guys, is 85 people that are taking this class. And I know Diane has 9 people in person, and then the rest were all with us for the online tonight. And I know some of you that are doing the in-person are also watching right now. So that's awesome. Great number, you guys. We're going to do door prize later, and we'll include everybody in for the door prize. Just a little, oh, aren't you the most adorable thing? So a lot of you guys are here, and that's completely awesome and amazing. I love it. So we have a great crew here. For those that are newer, or this might be your first or second class, don't hesitate to ask questions in the feed here. Sometimes the conversation moves fast, and I might see it. And sometimes it goes fast and I miss it. So just know that I have a lot of people are watching too, and we all help each other answer questions. Save the kit for someone else. The brain is getting old. Oh, perfect. Okay, Lynn. It's all right. We're all in the same boat when it comes to not remembering things all the time. It happens to all of us. So a lot of you guys are here and watching. I love it. So before we get started, cutting our paper and making our cards, I have a couple pieces of Happy Mail that I want to share with you. And also I want to talk about the product shares, and I want to show you a couple cards that I got done. Diane and I worked on a couple cards today. So where we're at with the DSP samplers, in case anybody is still interested in a DSP sampler, just know that I think I have about 4 left, 4 or something like that left. My goal is that they're gone, all accounted for. I should say have happy homes waiting for them before I leave. And if not, you guys, when I get back, if I have any left and you were still on the fence, just listen when I do my lives when I get back, if I have any left or not. For the product shares, we're pretty much even. I do owe Shirley Malarkey, if you're watching, I need to get back to you because you texted me about wanting a product share. I have a paper share for Shirley, and after that I will start a waiting list, right? So everyone that I have is gone, and if anybody still was on the fence about getting it, Christina Heiser, if you're watching, I have yours accounted for. But everybody else, if you're still thinking, oh man, I want to get a product share, when I get up, I will share with you what you get. I did a little baby round 2 now. People who reached out to me between Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, I was able to work on that. Jill was actually here this afternoon rolling up more ribbon for me, you guys. The poor girl, she's like, we should have just made 30 to begin with, or 35 to begin with. So we ended up with 35 embellishments, 35 ribbons, and 40 for the paper. Yay, it was awesome. And I will need to see if anybody else does want either the paper, the ribbon, or the embellishments. You need to reach out to me so I can start a little waiting list. And if we can get a handful of people for each one, absolutely, we will do more, but I'll work on them when I get back. I'm not gonna, Jill's going away now for 3 weeks, and she was my ribbon queen, and Judy was good for a little while, my embellishment queen. I had Tom and my boyfriend Tyler helping me cut the big stacks of paper. So we're all gonna be gone out of the, so when we get back, if there's enough people that wanna get in on another round 3, I would do that. And I guess what I can do is probably put a little note out there saying, hey, does anybody want to get in on a paper share? So that's a little update on that. The other thing I want to share with you guys, so when I get up for something, I will grab the shares to share them with you so you guys can see what we're talking about. I feel really low, but it is what it is. So I don't know if you guys can see this, if in case. That's where he stole my chair, you guys, and he's just nestled right into that seat cushion. And I guess if he's happy and he's sleeping good, I'm gonna let him stay. Don't poke the giant, right? The sleeping giant. That's what the saying is. So we're gonna let him be. But then you guys can get to see that he's right here with us stamping. All right, so let me flip the camera down. Mary Lemke, are you watching, girlfriend? These arrived today from you. It was so sweet. So, and Tyler shared a picture with Tom. So Mary sent a card to Tyler and Tom in care of me. And then she sent me a card as well. And Tyler left it here to share so I could share it. So this is Tyler and Tom's card. So Tyler is my boyfriend, Tom is my brother. They're both going with me on the incentive trip. We leave on Friday morning. The flight is at 6 a.m. very early. So this came, it says, a cruise would be a great way to celebrate. And then on the inside, it says, Tyler and Tom, it's a great day. Have fun with Christine, but don't wear her out. Oh, don't wear her out. Mary Lumpy. So Tyler read this out loud and he just chuckled to himself. He's like, we're going to wear you out. Of course we are. And then this is the one that Mary sent to me. Bon voyage. And when you open it up, look at that cruise ship. Isn't that super cool? And it's me and Tyler and Tom. It's so awesome. So Mary, we love it. So I haven't shared this with Tyler yet because I didn't open it up before he left for work, but I will share this with him when he gets home. All right. Then I also have this happy mail. I have a few more happy mails. All this happy mail, you guys. So this one came to me from Miss Randy Schultz. And let's be, and I wanted to share the front of the envelope, actually. I don't want to share her address, but she matched the envelope here with a daisy, like a flower, daisy flower, and she did that white ink on like a white chalk marker, like super cool on the crumb cake. And the fern embossing folder with stitched rectangles, and she embossed hey there in white on espresso. It's so cool. Love the card. Oh, and a little post-it note. So she got the daisy class from me, and she matched the inside. So that one's from Randy. And then this one is from Miss Vicky Rodriguez. Yes, Vicky. Francis. No, Francis. This one's from Francis. So she just put Rodriguez on the return, and I was like, I think this was Francis. Francis also got ink, paper, scissors for me, you guys. And so this was her card. I love this technique. I really haven't done much with a card like that where you cut circles in half and then you kind of split them and you kind of mix and match them. It looks super cool. And so then she's got the inside here, enjoy your special day. So that was from Francis with some awesome little brown embellishments on here. They look from like the enamel dots that were from the mini catalog that just retired. This one, you guys, is from Cheryl Taylor. And so Cheryl, if you guys don't know, she was the one that was with me staying for a week and helped out with the MS benefit. And she was so happy to be creative again. She really hadn't been doing much last year, and then she started again this year. She made this. Look at the outside of the envelope, you guys. She has it all full of stickers. And she's got a little kitty sticker on the front for me. And she got to spend a lot of time with Tigger. So then look at that awesome card. It is intense. It lays flat. But then it has all, Randy, I needed to tell you that. It came today. So I meant to send you an email, and I'm getting there. But I'm glad. Now you know I got the check. It did come today. I tried to get through some of my mail yet right before class. But isn't this cool, you guys, how that is like, it's layered, and then she did it all bee themed, and she's got a little bee trinket on with a flower. So pretty. So very pretty. I love it, Cheryl. And then this card comes to us from Margie Schlegel. Margie's coming to a class in June as well, so she sent me a little ladybug card here. She's got the inside decorated with some flowers as well and a double mat on the inside. And this is some of that sale-a-bration paper. This one, you guys, comes to us from Jean Maxwell. This actually came last week, Monday. So Jean's came before Sherry Everett's. So you guys, this is awesome. She gave me the recipe card. This is for our June Share, Create, Inspire card class. And so this came, and she's got it already here. And then you guys, I also have Sherry Everett's here. And Sherry Everett is doing a tucked gatefold. And so you guys, we've got June and July ready to go. I love it. So we're set for Share, Create, Inspire. And with Jean's card, she sent me another pretty card here with some flowers using the Sending Smiles dies with the waves dies here with some ribbon going through it. And so that is from Jean Maxwell. And I love how she masked and put the rectangle on the inside to create a little background for the flowers. So that's from Jean Maxwell. Speaking of Jean, Jean is always the first one to ask me, followed by a close second to Ramona Culp, when the scavenger hunt is going to be ready. And she's asked me, I think, 3 times, and the 3rd time is the charm. And so you guys, I am happy to report the scavenger hunt is completed. It is being proofread. I sent it out to Karen for proofreading at 5:45, and I'm hopefully going to get it back tonight yet. Otherwise, first thing tomorrow morning. And by my plan was before I leave to send an email out, have it posted on my website, and also to do a Facebook post. So you guys, for those that have been waiting for the scavenger hunt, it's on its way, okay? I am not gonna not do it before I leave. It's got 20 questions, and it's gonna make you hunt and search through the annual catalog to find all the answers, okay? So I have a showcase that I'm going to be doing on Thursday. I'll definitely talk about the scavenger hunt more on Thursday. So, all right, so exciting news. Scavenger hunt is almost out into the world. All right, so then we have a card here. This comes from Tammy Steckling with some little flamingo with a bedazzly beak on here. I love it, with a little diamond for an eye, some really silvery legs. So this is, she also got the ink, paper, scissors. So got a card here. It says, for all you are, for all you do, thank you. Very pretty, Tammy. Hi, Carmen Sanders. Carmen, you called as I was in the transition of finishing stamping to getting out here, so I will have to call you back. All right, this one comes to us from Kathy Ballard. Yay, Kathy. A very pretty card here with white embossing and then pink and green leaves and this whole glitter paper on the back here. It's hard to see, but it is glittery. Very pretty with some rhinestones and some splattering around the edge. And then this one comes to us from, hi Becky Rohr, Judy Sharp. She got the whole shebang for the product share. Yay, Judy. It went out in the mail yesterday. Yesterday was Monday, yes. So this was the paper pumpkin that, I believe this was the paper pumpkin that Kelly did for April. And speaking of that, I have one left for the April paper pumpkin. The little things you do so well and so often make a big difference to so many people. Thank you for that, Judy. I appreciated that one. Yay. So that was from Judy Sharp. As long as I have the camera down here. So you guys, this is what we did. Hi, Polly Libby. This is what we did get done today. So there's two classes that aren't designed for June. One is the monthly class for June, and one is the Let's Go Fishing. So I'm not almost done. I'm not completely done, but almost. I got to put gems on both of them yet, and I got to draw a stem in here yet because it's not connected. I got to just draw a little stem. But this is featuring the tropical leaf with the bottle punch and some of the jute. And then when you open it opens up like this. So our tropical oasis card here, and I have to stamp my inside, and it is a little fun fold because it has a little diagonal slice here that cuts off. Again, not quite done, but almost done. Old olive with peacock. And then this one, you guys, is for the Let's Go Fishing. Just a little sneaky peek on what we got coming for you. So these fish are actually part of the designer series paper. So you don't have to have the stamps at the moment for this class. This happy birthday actually comes from Waves of Inspiration. And all the die cutting here will be done with the hooks and the little bobber thingy, or the flashy thing. My terminology is not the greatest, but you will need to fussy cut the fish. Otherwise, the embossing is done for you. I haven't stamped the inside. You guys, these are really hot off the press. So this is one of the cards for Let's Go Fishing, the sweet class. And so we're going to be working on finishing the other 5 cards between tonight and tomorrow. Yay, 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 yay. And we're doing ink, paper, scissors right now, guys. And so to see what's coming up for June, the ink, paper, scissors for June features beautiful balloons, which is what Rose just did for class today for the Technique Club class, where you get 3 cards, and then you get, for in your book, you get the card that looks like this, and you get the description. I have 2 of this class left, you guys, in case anybody still wants to place an order for $50 to get this class for free. You don't technically have to do 10 in a row. With me, I offer that you can come and you can go. But in order to get the benefits, you have to do 10 consecutive orders. So for those that are new and watch Rose does hers where you join for 10 months and you're in it for 10 months. Where I do it as a little more loosey-goosey club, where you can get the class any month you want to, place a $50 order. Like, let's say you just like the cards this month, but you don't like next month. Well, that's fine. You don't have to get next month, but how you get the club benefits is by doing 10 in a row, 10 consecutive. And so you get the tutorial with this as well as the online version that Rose did today, and then the 3 card kit. So I do have that. I do have 2 sets of that left. So that's what Rose did today. And then next month, we're also going to be using the beautiful balloons. And we're doing shaker cards, you guys. In your goodie bag, you'll get the little sequins, and you'll get some gold and silver cording. And this one, you'll do a reel-on shaker card, which is right on point for us to do our kit class on Thursday, which is called Confetti Birthday. Okay, yes, I think these are, yes, Confetti Birthday also, that's Thursday morning, you guys. And that includes shaker cards as well. So lots of birthday stuff coming your way. So this is one card that is a real shaker. So ink, paper, scissors for next month. Features beautiful balloons or this bright and beautiful. This is my favorite one. A faker shaker card. So you're gonna get your clear envelope and we'll teach you how to do these faker shaker cards. And then this one opens like this, like that, to use up some extra DSP. But that's my favorite one out of all of them. And then this one is, I mean, these could be graduation cards, these could be birthday cards. It's right at that time of the year where we need both of them. And then the last one is another faker shaker card with a horizontal, and then it opens up and it actually is a gift card holder. And you can stick a gift card or cash or a check in here for your graduation or your birthday present. And so this is ink, paper, scissors for next month, you guys. Go ahead, start getting signed up. I think we already have 25 people signed up for this class. So the sooner you get signed up, the better we are with our numbers, and our die cutters are like happy and not having to cut and recut. So ink, paper, scissors for next month is bright and beautiful or beautiful balloons. So where does that take us? That takes us into tonight. I have to share one more thing before we do this. I have class tomorrow night, in case anybody's interested yet. There's the catalog launch party class featuring the in colors. I do have 3 or 4 sets of this class left, and this is what we're doing tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Central. And in case anybody wants to get on these cards, I still have a few left. They're the Share a Milkshake with all the in color products. All right. Now we can officially, you're like, let's just start stamping. Can we just stop talking and make cards? And yes, let's do that. So when you get an ink, paper, scissors from me, this is a product-based class. You can only pay a fee to get it. You can never place an order to get it for free. Some of my other classes are order-based, meaning you can place an order to get it for free. Like I had these 2 cards that I showed you earlier. These are classes you can get for free with orders, or you can also pay for them, whatever you want. Where this one, if you want it mailed, it's $37. If you want porch pickup or to do in person with Diane, it's $30. And it includes, this is Julie Bierschbach's. Thank you to Julie for letting me keep this. She's letting me cut up her designer series paper to show you how to cut it, because I have mine all kitted up and ready to go. So I like to cut the paper with you, because you get a quarter pack of designer paper. You get the whole pack of jute in here, you guys. You get the whole pack of your in color embellishments. Use as many or as few as you want. A quarter pack of the DSP, which is 2 of each pattern. So there's this is what's so awesome about this paper. You get 2, one of the sides is very not busy crazy. So you would have lots of backgrounds and solid pieces of paper. But then the other side is the crazy pattern that's going on. This one is really different, you guys. It is a sheet that it actually looks something like this. So somebody else got this chunk and somebody got this chunk. And so some of you got this pattern, some of you got the pink, like usually these got paired up together. And then you got this with this, which are different sceneries all together. So that one is different in a sense that everybody's is gonna be slightly different. What is a faker shaker card? Ha ha, Anna, good question, Anna. So we've got the greens here, we've got the coppers with peacock, the wild wheat with the white. So this one you got a top and a bottom portion. So I don't think they quite meet up, because what we did is we flipped the paper this way. And so this actually goes like this, and then somebody got this one and that one. And so you have more white flowers on one side and less on the other. And then here's some more green as well. So that, in addition to the 4 card kits, is what you get for this class. And you have leftover paper to make more cards if you so choose. And you'll have plenty of the other consumable stuff left over if you so choose. A faker shaker card is a card where you're not actually using foam strips. To me, this is a real shaker card. It has height, and you use foam strips all the way around, and you close off the area where the shaker part is going. You use foam strips. A faker shaker card is using a clear envelope and just folding the sides down so that you're actually not using any kind of foam adhesive. You're just using the window sheet to act as what you're using to contain all your sequins. So we call these faker shaker cards because they're not your true shaker. They're both shaker cards, right? But this one's a faker shaker and this is my true shaker, is how I would denote the difference. All right, so good question. Hi, Ileana. All right, so to get started for this class, so those that are new to me, what we do for this one, this is a different kind of a class because you cut your own designer series paper for class. Generally, whenever we do other classes, so the product-based classes that include designer paper is when you cut your own designer paper. So like this class is ink, paper, scissors, game night, lucky hand, which are the same usually. One's online, one's in person, and then the other is the stamp-a-stacks. In those cases, you guys always cut your own designer paper, and the designer paper is not put in with your kit. So what we need to do first is we're going to cut our designer series paper, and we're going to put it in to our kit, and then we'll go ahead and start making our cards. And what we're going to do first is start with an easy one. So this is the wild wheat and mauve. So you guys, I will be honest, a lot of people do not like wild wheat. They don't. I'm going to go get the catalog so I can show you guys. I think that Holly told us what page. So I'm going to grab the catalog really quick. Share with you guys where this is. Now, I went and grabbed the product sampler as well. So in case you guys are wondering and you haven't seen this yet, Jill Butzine put all of these together, you guys, and Judy helped her because Judy finished early and then helped Jill. You get a sampling of all. Shake it some more to wake Tigger. He's dead here. He's like passed out, Judy. So Jill and Judy put these together. This is a sampling of the ribbon. So you get 1 yard or 2 yards, depending on if there's 5 yards or 10 yards in the roll. And then Judy Emil put these together for everybody. These are the embellishment shares. So you get a sampling of all the new embellishments, nicely, compactly put right on to a cardboard piece so that they don't go all over the place. We put a little divider right in the middle as well so that they don't all rub against each other. And then nicely stored into a little envelope here, a clear envelope. So that is the embellishment share. And then the ribbon, so this is Bonnie's. This is the brick that you get of paper. 178 pieces here. You get one each of everything, basically. And when it comes to the color families, you get one of the patterns, and we alternated it. So like in this case, you'll get the hearts. The next time you'll get the stripes. The next time you get the hearts. But you get one of each of the colors of all 50 of these the ink colors and the families, and then you get the 6x6s of all of the specialty papers. So cool, so fun. Tonight what we're using in class is the luster, got pulled in. The luster comes in all of the in colors, and so you've got your wild wheat, you've got your pebbled path, the rococo rose, the moody mauve, copper clay, and boho blue, and I think we used the mauve and the blue. And then my favorite new specialty paper is this pack right here. Soft Shimmer, I think is what it's called. But look at how pretty these are. So this is what a paper share consists of, a 6x6, and you get to give a little sampling of everything. It includes every designer series paper, a 6x6 of it. And so when it comes to the daisy paper, just to show you, this is what you'll get, right? A 6x6. So, and that person got that, this, and here's that section again. So they're just gonna see if it was a different section. So hi Brenda Loveless from Rainy, Houston. So Susan Ray Hendricks put it out there. She said she does not like the wild wheat because it looks like baby poo. And we also call it calf poo, like baby calf poo. Like if you grew up on a farm, the first thing you think of is it looks like calf poo. And we're okay with that, you guys. The general thought is, you don't have to like every color that's out there, and we're okay with that. But right now, our mind is not set for this color. Think about fall, though. Fall leaves will look really good, you know, and when you have it mixed together with copper, wild wheat with moody mauve, like it works. It's not like the worst thing. And you know what? If you don't like it, give it away. Had to go potty. I did miss the price. I didn't say the price for the shares. Laura, you're on my team. So the team gets special pricing. I reduced everything by a little bit for the team pricing. The whole shebang for the team is 108. The whole shebang for a non-team member is 115. So I took $7 off. And then there's shipping. Shipping is $10 for it because it goes into a padded priority envelope. The paper is a price, the ribbon is a price, and the embellishments are a price. And I don't want to quote what they are because I can't remember off the top of my head. You'd go to cardsbychrisb.com. And what you would do, not random number generator, anybody that wants more information on the product share, I would advise you to go to my cardsbychrisb.com, go to May 1st, and on May 1st, I have 4 things. One is what's coming up for May, which is almost done, in my mind, almost done, even though it's only the 16th, but we're almost done with classes. I've got favorite flowers, there's the DSP sampler, and then in color club, so we actually have 5 things. And then here it is, the product shares. If you click on that, that gives everybody the pricing, non-team pricing. And so Laura, if you figure out what you want, just let me know and I can tell you the pricing. If you want just ribbon or just embellishments or just paper, I can tell you. So no problem there. This is, you guys, we said page 110 and 111. And the suites in the annual catalog are smaller suites. The annual catalog is meant to appeal to more casual and beginner crafters, and the minis are meant to appeal to more avid crafters and people who craft a lot more. So this Fresh as a Daisy and all the suites in here only have a few things in the suite. They have a bundle, they have designer paper, and then they always have one thing that goes with them. Well, we weren't all over these gems with this set of cards because this designer series paper features all the in colors. So we definitely chose the in colors to go with this set of cards, and that's why you got the in color dots as your embellishment. Okay, so the bundles here, these, I think they're on low inventory if you do want them. We did use them for the monthly class a couple times. We used the blue and the yellow, but that's where you guys can find the Fresh as a Daisy information in the annual catalog. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with this card and we're gonna go ahead and cut the paper for it. So grab your trimmer and let's pull this out. So I was a little bit amazed. We designed these cards and kept the designer series paper pretty standard. We didn't go crazy with a lot of it. There are 2 on this one, you guys. So when you're cutting, you will have to cut for 2. One is going to be your mauve with the wild wheat leaves. And then the other is the pink, so this one here. It was really hard to use this paper for a class if we were going to use this side because only half of you would have been able to use this. So before you cut this up, you need to figure out which one would you be okay cutting up because you need the pink from the back, right? So when you're looking at this, are you okay giving up this section? Are you okay giving up this section? Kind of figure out that before you proceed, and proceed with caution, right? Because you don't want to cut it this way and then lose this. And I know that the one of the scenes is like outdoor scene, like with the horizon, which is pretty cool. So I'm gonna cut off this strip right here and use this other side here. And I'm gonna cut it with this being up so I don't cut into my pink too much. We need a 2-inch strip is what it is, but that is exactly 2 inches and I don't want to cut it crazy. So the distance here from left to right is 5 1/4 for both this and that. And then this height is 2. So let's do that one first. So I'm gonna cut the 2 and I'm gonna cut my pink here. So I'm not cutting off pink. I wanna leave it there because I don't really care if that's 1 15/16 or not, but that leaves this whole piece here that I can make a pretty card with this for something else. This too, you could use this for something else. And honestly, you could still salvage this piece and use just a corner of it to have as an accent somewhere. Okay, so that's this. And now I need 5 1/4 and it's gonna leave me 3/4 of an inch somewhere. So do I wanna have 3/4 of an inch here or here? I think I want the yellow. So I'm gonna cut this at 5 1/4 here. And now this is a scrap that you could still use on a card somewhere. This is your baby scrap your challenge to use it on something somewhere. So that was your 2 by 5 1/4, and that's for the middle section here. Now, you have an option for this. If you don't like wasting paper, you are allowed to use less paper, right? You really only see this much here. In your tutorial, I wrote that you needed 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. But if you're not about wasting paper, just know that this is about 1 1/8 inches, and this is about 1 1/8 inches. So you could get by with 2 slivers of designer paper versus using almost the entire mat. In essence, you could get 2 cards out of this versus 1 if you cut slivers. And I'm thinking that Julie, she likes to maximize her designer series paper. She would prefer that I cut her paper in 2 strips. And what I would do is cut it at either 5 1/4 here and then do 1. And just to make it simple, you could do 1 1/2, 1 1/2, 1 1/2, but then she'll still have a little strip. But what I mean by this is cut it at 5. Is there a direction to your flowers? Like, I feel like that's upside down. That's not right. I spun it around until I'm like, okay, this to me is the top. And so now I'm going to cut this at 5 1/8 because we have a little mat here. So 5 1/8. So go to the 5 1/8, and we're just going to cut this little side panel off right here. So that could be used on your inside if you wanted to, or you could use it somewhere else. And now we talked about doing like a 1 1/8. And you guys will know what I mean when I start to do this. But if I cut 1 1/8 here, if you want to be a little bit over, you can. But this is 1 1/8, and that would go here. And then we need, oh, did I just turn that? Hang on, let me see what I just did. What's 1 1/8, 5 1/8. Okay, so I got to cut on this side now because the other is 5 1/8. I thought I turned it, but I didn't. Okay, so I'm going to cut 1 1/8 again. So find your 1 1/8. All right, so now you have all of this left over, and now you've just cut this, this, and then this goes through the middle, right? It gets covered up anyways. Does that make sense? Hi, Dawn Ablett. So this is still left for Julie to cut another 2 sections to make another card if she wants to, okay? So these are what she needs though for this kit right here. And we're just gonna tuck these like in here for right now so that I remember to put them in. And we'll leave this extra for her. And that's it for this card, you guys. Otherwise, when we get to making this card, all the other die cutting, everything's ready to go. So we'll put her little scraps here. So let's cut for the next one, which is the blue card. We'll cut that next. And that one has just this panel here. So grab your blue piece that has the white flowers. You're gonna have 2 pieces. They're gonna look like this. I would definitely not use this one and use this one. And now you have another choice to make. What side do you wanna see? Do you wanna see this side or this side? This piece was designed so that you cut it at 3 inches and you can pick either side. And the height of it is 5 1/8. So I'm gonna cut 5 1/8 here. And I like to see a little bit of blue up there. You could cut your 5 1/8 here, but then I feel like you're gonna be cutting off flowers. So this is where you get to have a little wiggle room and play. So I'm gonna put it at 5 1/8 here and cut off this bottom part and leave this because you could put some gems up here in that area. The other thing too, you guys, you could always move this up a hair like this and then cut here and then flip it over and cut some of this off of here. Oh, thank you so much. The boho blue is so pretty. Definitely love it. So your call, you guys. If you're less detailed about things, you would just cut this at 5 1/8 and be done with it and save that bottom for something else. But you could also cut like it's Julie's paper, so I'm gonna cut it at 5 1/8 here, and then she has a strip at the bottom that she could always put on the inside. So this is extra. And now I'm gonna cut it at 3 inches, right? And now she has her choice. That could be the inside or that could be the inside. Either way, she's got 2 of them here with an extra little strip for a scrap. So I think I'm gonna pick this one to put in with her kits and put this one in for the kits and then that for the scraps. So that's it, you guys. That was 3 inches by 5 1/8. And then now we'll be ready to make that card. Let's cut this one next. You guys are gonna love it. It's another one. It's just 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. We really let the designer series paper take the cake on this one. Copper clay with pretty peacock. Ooh la la. Now, you're gonna end up using a whole sheet pretty much. Figure out which one you wanna use. And there goes the phone flying over. There, let's put that back. So, look at your paper, see if there's a direction to it. And when you figure it out, I'm gonna cut it at 3 7/8. And I'm gonna cut off this side. So I'm gonna do this at 3 7/8. So this is extra. And now I gotta cut it at 5 1/8. Now what do I want? Do I wanna cut here? Do I wanna cut here? You know, your label, ultimately, I see a window right here. So on this one for Julie, what I would do if I were her is I would do a mirror image. I would leave that flower exposed and take this whole chunk and put it right on that side. And then we'll cut off this bottom part. So we're needing to go to 5 1/8. So this could always, if she wanted, this would look really cool on the inside if she didn't want to stamp. So this is an extra scrap. And now, again, I think if she's watching, she might do this. She might take this whole thing and mirror it and have her leaves go this way and not cover up that pretty flower with stuff. So this is all we needed for this one. 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. And then our last one, we have a little bit more to cut. There's 3 pieces actually that we need to cut for this one. And this is our garden green with the lemon lolly. And it uses the piece of paper. So it uses the gray. So these look very similar, you guys. I will be 110% honest. These pieces look similar to me. To the naked eye, if you just be looking over. This one has more of a yellow background, and this one has the gray pebbled path background. This is the one we used. And then we also used the back side of this one to give us a gray piece. So we'll start with the easy one first. This gray piece that's back here, that is a 3 by 3. Okay, so when you look at the recipe, I think I put pebbled path or gray behind it. It is a 3 by 3. So this is 6 by 6. So what we're gonna just do is cut this at 3 inches. And then we're gonna flip it and cut it at 3 inches. And you should still have left a 3 by 3 section plus a 3 by 6. So this is extra. Hi, Sue Beasley. Good morning to you in Australia. Yay. All right, so that we're gonna save and set aside. And now for this right here. There's actually quite a bit used. We went for it, you guys. We made it the whole panel in the back here, plus it's a panel here. So how's that gonna work? This top one is your 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. So it's what we just have been cutting this whole time, 5 1/8. And then this one right here is, I believe, 2 3/8 by 3 7/8. You are gonna have to dip into your second piece. We don't usually do that. We usually only try to create and design with 1 per set of cards, but you are gonna have to pull from the other piece. If you wanna make more of these pretty cards, you guys just buy more designer series paper. That's all I gotta say, it's so pretty. So we're gonna cut, and there is a direction. Your paper is going, like the stems are going this way, your flowers are kind of facing this way. So we're gonna cut this at 3 7/8 here. And that leaves this whole side here. And you could put that on an envelope, like that pretty blue card. You could use this as the envelope flap if you wanted. And then 5 1/8. All right, and then that's the background piece. Now, if you're Mary Lemke and you're watching, hi Hildy, she would give you advice. She would tell you to go take your stitched rectangle die. Hi Stacy Burns, could the center be used for the back panel? Could the center be used for the back panel? Yes, yep. So yes, it definitely could. So that's where I was just, Mary Lemke would tell you to take a die and die cut out this middle section here and use it for something else. You could, like, I think what Stacy was asking is, could this middle be taken out and be used for this? It could, because in essence, this is about the same. You'd have to, I'm not going to do it. It's too much work. I'll be honest with you. I would rather take a die and die cut out the middle, because for you, you would have to take this and you'd have to go, turn your paper, turn your paper, and like get it with sounds and everything. You'd have to cut it out yourself. And that seems like a hot mess to me. But if you have a die set that has a stitched rectangle or a radiating stitch die or a deckled rectangle, you could go and cut the middle out and use it for something else, right? It might not be for this piece, but it would be for something else. And I know Mary Lemke loves to take the middles out of things before she glues things down, especially with pretty pattern paper. I'll let Julie figure that out herself when she goes to work on this card. But all in all, you guys, we need a 5 1/8 by 3 7/8, and that's for the background piece. Now this top piece here, now this is not going to be big enough, so we will have to dip into the second piece. And this is 2 3/8 by 3 7/8. So I'm going to flip it this way and do 2 3/8 high. So 2 3/8 is the height. Again, it's horizontal because now when I flip this, that's our height, by 3 7/8. Angelique likes my sound effects, right? Yay. Yep. Gotta make noises when you do things, right? All right, so they're extra here. And now this is the piece that goes here. All right, so that's what we have for cutting for this class. It's really, this was not very intricate cutting, not craziness. You have all of this left over to make more pretty things with, and all you would have to do is add your own cardstock, some layers, some mats, bases, all that good stuff. And so this is what we have. Now, for you guys making your cards with me, what I would maybe recommend doing is let's open up the envelope, and when we see the blue, for now, I would slip the designer paper in that one. And then when you see let's put Julie's name right back on the top here, this coppery one, that's where this piece goes in. And then when you see the greenery, you need these 2 pieces plus the gray to go into here. And then the last one is our moody mauve, and those pieces go in. You either have 3 if you do the strips like that, or you'd have 2 if you did it as one whole background. So now basically we're ready to make some cards. So I'm done showing you how to do it, like in terms of the cutting the paper. So I'm going to put Julie's stuff back in here so that when she is back in my area here, she can pick up her package. Oh, you know what, Julie, I can send it with Karen and get it to Karen on Friday so that you could get it from Karen. If you want me to do that, then you'd have it, because my mom is going to be dropping stuff off by Karen on Friday. So we could maybe do that so that it doesn't sit here for the next month. So I think that's what we could do. All right, so now let's make some cards, you guys. We definitely designed these cards with thinking, well, people might not have all of the stamps right off the bat. So in essence, there's a sentiment, a little inside stamp here, like for the flower. Sentiment, sentiment, sentiment. When we design with this class, we try to use almost everything that we possibly can. We're going to start with a warm-up card. Oh, that peacock one is so pretty. Oh, we'll start with that one. No, we're going to start with the mauve. You guys, this is the hardest decision. Which one do we start with? We're going to start with mauve, and we're going to work on this one first, and we'll work our way up to some of the other ones. And I was just thinking, I have a Cheerful Daisies stamp set. I need to go find it, actually, so that we can use it. In your kit, you guys will have a little strip. It's actually, hi Carol, Alanis, happy hearts and purples and love to you. This little guy is a scrap, you guys. Honestly, it's the edge of a piece of paper that I made sure was the right size, and we'll have that for our You Made My Day. And then, you guys, this is the luster paper. So you guys who got the kit from me, you can definitely see the lustery part of the paper, I guess. It's kind of got shimmerness to it. When we designed them originally, we used regular cardstock. And so in the picture here, you can kind of see there's a slight difference. This one has a little sheen to it. And so in your kits, you guys, when we designed them, we didn't have the luster paper. We couldn't get it quite yet. And then after we got it, hi Nidra Dover, after I could order, then we kit it up, and that's how you guys got the luster in. So you have that. You have 3 little calf poop colored leaves, promise you. That's what color they are, or baby poo. So we used the basic vellum on all 3 of the cards. So Diane and I thought, well, we're going to use all three. One's polka dots, the next one is going to be ferns, and the other one is stripes. And they're all using the stylish shape, so it's got some stitching around the edges. That is behind there. For me, I don't know why I have two here, but for me, I was like, oh, I'm just going to show you what it's like to feel like you cover up this paper. Like you saw, I cut it so that you're not wasting paper, but I thought, oh, I'm just going to make it easy on myself and just glue the whole thing. And then you have a mat for the wild wheat. Now for this class, Diane and I do double matting for you. So if you're wondering why do you have an extra piece of paper in here, it's because Diane loves to do double matting on the inside because it just brings it all together to have that double matting. So we've got a wild wheat. They're both the same size on the outside and the inside. And then your card is already folded in half for you. So all you have to do is burnish it with your bone folder like that. All right, so we do need to find the stamps because we need to stamp. I have the inks here. I did get the inks, but I know Angela was here this morning and she was doing a little stamping, and I believe that the stamp set, I see it, it's on my desk or my table. So let's go grab that and get some blocks. Didn't even show this to you guys yet. These are the awesome dies, and I have amazing helpers. Karen Wetstein, Tammy Sikolik, Anna Rebedu, and Rhonda Ayers all had a little handle in everything that happened for like the kits and prepping for this class. Everybody hates these things the most. They were used on the green card. This will be used on Lemon Lolly and the other card. This is what got used on this one, and we pulled this one in for the Lost Lagoon card. That also got pulled into a card. So and here are the stamps called Cheerful Daisies, and we're going to use on here You Made My Day. Oh my gosh, I haven't even really used these, so let's grab out You Made My Day. Generally, what I do with my stamps, these are new, right? So I haven't even had a moment to, because we use Diane's for creating. Usually what I personally do is I take this sheet off when I get a set of new stamps. Again, everybody can do whatever they want, but I don't like having to deal with, I'll be honest, I don't like dealing with the plastic. So it's like, it's in my way. I want to be able to get to my stamps really fast. And I don't mind taking them all off of the plastic sheet like this, and I store them on the inside cover. So some of you that might be relatively more new to stamping or using photopolymer stamps like this, it's an option if you want to go ahead and, I think that I got those backwards. That one must go there, and that one goes there. To put them on the inside of the case. They went away from printing on these acetate sheets probably, I don't know, a year ago would be my guess. And the thought is to use the inside of the case so that you can see if you're missing stamps or not. And I don't care if they're on there the right way. I just want to make sure that they're there. All right, so we do need this little inside. And then this, you guys, I saved these sheets. Rose did her technique class today. This is what she used to cut her circles out to do her bokeh technique that she taught us about for the technique. She taught me too, you guys. I had never done the bokeh technique before Rose. Brian introduced it to me just now, about a month ago. She's like, how do you feel about doing the bokeh technique? I'm like, oh, I've never done it before. So she's teaching me all these techniques too. I love it. All right, so we need our Moody Mauve and our photopolymer stamps, you guys. So I'm gonna pull out my piercing mat here. And then I just wanna make sure my You Made My Day is straight. And we're gonna grab the Mauvies of the Moodies. And sometimes little fuzzes get on there and we get them off. All right, so I've got this kind of bannered on the one end. So I'm going to stamp and leave a little room on my right side to banner it. Just put that right in the center there. Let's see, you guys, I'm low. Gotta prop myself up here. And then the wild wheat center thing, the flower center, that is going to go right onto this white flower. So there is a top and a bottom to me. This more like flatter side here is the bottom to me. And I am going to stamp off because this yellow is super dark when you stamp it first strength. And you can see how dark it is. Flip it over and you could stamp there as first strength. And then when you flip it this way, if you're curious where it needs to go, just kind of hover this over and then kind of know where to go. And then kind of gives you an idea of where that yellow center needs to go. So I definitely like it stamped off. Otherwise that looks more like poop to me. So definitely don't want the poop look. I do that too. And with Cling, I put the stickers on right away. Yes, it's always good habit to get those stamps ready in the case that you want them, so that when you're using them, you don't have to do it every time, you know, and then you got it done right away. Okay, what did we have on the inside here? Oh, okay, that flower as well. And then, all right. So on the inside, let's clean this. I always find it's a good habit to get my stamps cleaned right away. And so we need to, I don't think we use that inside again. So we're gonna grab the little inside here and flip these out. So one of the things that I'll tell you guys, honestly, it's always a good idea. Did we do 2 of them? Hang on, let's see what that looks like. We just did the more solid one. Okay. People ask, well, what are good things to buy when you have it all? Well, my advice, you can never have, sorry, got the rearranging my body here. You can never have enough stamps. I'll be honest, blocks. You can never have enough blocks. So you can work with 3 blocks very easily, right? But if you are going to be working with a set that you need 6 different stamps or 8 different stamps, I'll be honest, it's nice to have a couple extra of the different, like the C block or the D block or the little B block. I need a phone book. You know what I'm going to do? I have a box of catalogs down here, Laura. I usually put my feet on it because my feet are usually not hitting the floor. So I'm going to sit on a box of catalogs with my seat cushion there. All right, that helped. All right. I'm a little bit higher now. Woohoo! Anna with the frog, complete. So this one, I think I will do it at full strength on the inside there. And so that's what we've got going on here. Good deal. I think that's it for stamping on this. So let's get our assembly mode in here. Hi, Barbara Godby. Okay, so we are going to do a little bit of gluing, and we are going to glue this guy. And then we're going to also glue this. Now, I did notice something that I did when I cut my paper, the pink one. I'll show you what I did, and there is a fix for it in case you did it and you don't like it. So, excuse me. When you put this on here and you put this on here, the way that I cut the pink is I cut it to end with the DSP and not to end with the yellow, okay? On the sample here, I cut the DSP to end with the yellow, which actually was 5 5/16. But you have to make a decision. Do you like to see pink with the pink, or are you okay pink with the yellow, right? You might not even think that's that big of a difference. But I will tell you, if you have already cut and you like not seeing the yellow on the edge here, I have a fix for you. All you have to do is pay attention to where your flower, right here, your flower petal is going to be. And we're actually going to cut this, and we can split it this way. And I think that's exactly what I did here. You can see this is the sample, you guys. I cut it. You would never have known that, but I cut it too short on the sample itself, and then we just split it like that, okay? So that's always something that is, if you figure out that you cut something too short, you can generally fix it. So I'm gonna guess that it's gonna go right about here. So I'm going to cut with my scissors right here, just because we can divide it now. So this is how you can fix something if you don't have it long enough and you have something in the middle that can cover it up. You guys, I think it's almost time to get a new glue. So we're going to glue this all the way. Let's get our pink out of the way here. So we're going to glue this all the way up, or all the way to the left edge. I generally eyeball things, And then when it comes to this side, I'll grab my ruler and help me make sure I get it straight by going like that. All right, see? You will never know. You probably would have never known that I had that split like that. Excuse me. Penny Paul, things we do for our cats had to go to the potty, but Percy was asleep on my can't disturb the sleeping beauties. Exactly. You know, all of our pets. We coddle our pets, you guys. We sure do. Don't we, little bigger Tigger? Okay, so now that we have that done, perfecto changeo. It's good. We can't quite glue this down though yet because we have to get our jute behind there. So our jute is a little bit thicker, but I'm going to prep the back side here with a little tear and tape down here, closer to that edge right there. Now, when we have our square, I had a square, you guys. I know I did. Here it is. It's always right in front of us. All right. So when you are wondering which is the top and the bottom, feel it with your fingers. The rough side is the down side and the smooth rolled side is the upside. And we've got it almost coming to the edge of the pink here. And how I would put it down is with a little bit of tear and tape. Blocks, adhesive, basic white cardstock, all the necessities, you betcha. So I'm gonna put a little tear and tape right through the middle. When you use liquid glue with vellum, it can make your vellum get a little bit distorted or wonky. So we're gonna use tear and tape. You could use mini glue dots too. And so just kind of got that centered top to bottom and closer to the left side here. All right, then what we can do is let's put our jute on next and get that put down. So the jute is super cool, you guys. I love the colors. It is a little bit thicker than it's a little bit thick, but not too thick. I don't think it's too thick. It does make bows. We're gonna do a card that makes a bow with it. On this one, we kept it a little bit simple. We just put a little line of it right along this bottom edge so you can kind of see a little bit of the designer paper coming through. And we're gonna take and secure this with another piece of tear and tape so that it can't pop out. And there is enough height on here, honestly, that I think this time I'm gonna grab some dimensionals and I'm gonna use dimensionals to pop this up. This one, I glued it flat, but I think this time I'm gonna go ahead and, ooh, that's a little bit longer, so let's just trim that. I've got my paper scissors here. I kind of misplaced my glue scissors. So we're just gonna go like this. Okay, then that is going to get popped up right on here. Pop up that whole layer, why not, right? All right, so let's pull these off. And then we'll get that right onto our card base. And I'm not picking off the tear and tape here because I don't want the card to stick flat on this bottom, the edges of that. All right, so then there's not a lot of Moody Mauve margin. We're gonna try to get that lined up straight. Oh, thanks Stacy Byrne. She said, don't forget to hit the like button. All right, so there's that. Now what I would do for this is I would do a little bit of liquid glue on the back side. Now I just opened this so I don't want to squeeze very hard. You could use glue dots too if you wanted, but I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue around these edges, and then this is going to set right in here. I suppose if you cut dimensionals small enough too, you could probably pop them up. Now this is gonna I'm gonna pop that up with dimensionals right here. So let's grab some of these guys. And then don't worry, we got room. We're gonna stick our leaves in a little bit later, and I'm not gonna push this down so we can still tuck our sentiment in, but I wanna get this kind of situated. It's gonna slightly go over the jute, like that. This guy, I'm gonna banner the end here, or like diagonal slice it like that. And this is going to have a dimensional like near the end here, and then I want it flat. Tigger's like, Mom, you're talking so loud. He just covered up his ears. So I'm gonna trim this just a hair here. And then this is going to just lift up slightly. And I need to trim off just a little bit more on this side. Otherwise it's going to be going off the edge of the card. So there's gonna slide in like this. It kind of rides right above the jute like that. And I like popping up my bannered end here, and then I had the other side flat so that the flower is still popped up above it. And then we have all of the leaves here. So there is a leaf stamp in the set. There really is. It looks like that. You can if you want, and it's photopolymer, so you could, let's show you. You could take your stamp, and this is what we're gonna do on the other one, the other card with the Lost Lagoon and the boho blue. You could take and stamp the sleeve. Let's get this and put that there. You could take your leaf here and stamp it at second strength would be my guess. So let's grab this and get some definition if you want. Why not, right? They're photopolymer, so you can see through it. If you don't like it, you can always flip it over and do the other side. So here's an option. I didn't put this in the instruction at all because I really didn't do it on the sample, but you're welcome to stamp and put a little bit of character on them. Gives it a little bit of definition. And then if you don't like it, I guess you could always flip it over and use the other side. And you're just gonna kind of line that up and get that stamped right on there. Now this is optional, you don't have to, but it's there as a choice. Hi Marsha Long, thank you so much. So we'll see once if we like that or not when we pull the card in here. So these, I think they're gonna be fine. We will add that to them. So we're gonna flip them over and put our dimensionals on the back of these. So when you get a class with me, and I do an online version of the class, which is generally all the time, the class comes with a tutorial. You guys, I have been a little bit later than normal. This whole month of May has been a little bit later than normal. I mailed this one out to you guys last night. So Pat Thomas, if you're watching, you asked if I sent it and your email bounced back. I know Karen Woods, hers bounced back. We didn't know why, and she gave me a different email address to send it to. So I try to work to figure out like why your emails are bouncing back, but it was emailed last night, you guys, and so it was a little bit later than I like. My goal is while I'm gone to write 1 or 2 of the tutorials for my June classes so that I don't have to think about doing it the day before. But I just snuck those leaves in. We didn't Stella yet, so we can Stella those leaves as well if we want to here. You could also Stella this around the edge of your flower here. So if you don't get a class with me, like the kits per se, you could also still get the tutorial. I sell the majority of my tutorials in my online store for the 4 card classes. My Let's Just Stamp and monthly class that I do, if anybody ever wants to get the tutorial, they're available. I just don't put everything out there because it's always a little bit extra work to put more stuff out there. But they're always there because I get to make them for class attendees. All right, then we're down to our bling and a knot on the end. So let's just snip off about 4 inches here. And I'm gonna just kind of tuck that right underneath where this jute is. Right there's where I was going for. There's a little bit of a little nook right there. So we're gonna just take this and make an overhand knot like this, right on the string that's already there. That right into that nook of that petal, and then you can trim your tails however long you like to see them. You could always fray the ends if you want to make them look a little fuller. And I have, these are awesome. I love the in color gems here. These dots are so cool. We're gonna use a few pink ones and a few yellows, I guess. So let's grab another little yellow. Okay, I will be honest with you. Oh, that fit right in the middle of my flower there. These yellow ones do not look horrible to me at all. They look like Daffodil Delight for these yellow ones. So cool. All right, and we need one more. Let's do another pink one to even these off up here. I'll do it up there. Where do we want it? Like putting the gems on is kind of always the fun part, but it's kind of overwhelming for some people because they don't know where to put them. So, right? It comes down to like, you got this amazing card and it's like, you spend 10 minutes trying to put the gems down just right. Okay. We have almost done, or almost our first card done. We got to glue these guys in. So let's flip them over and we'll put a little glue there and a little glue on here. Now, this is another one where if you have a hard time covering up this entire mat, cut something out of the middle of it and you could use it for something else. And we have this a little bit bigger. It's a 5 5/16 times 4 1/16. And then your white on the inside is 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. So your margins, so like they're the same on the inside and outside mats. Thanks, Bonnie Kevin. Thanks, everybody. I like it. So did this give you a new little appreciation for wild wheat, you guys? I hope so, because on this card, I didn't think wild wheat looked so bad. And also think about wild wheat in the future. Fall will be here before we knew it, unfortunately, and that will be a pretty dead leaf color. Just kidding. I mean, but yes, like when leaves are dying, right? All right, so there's our first card for you guys. All right, so let's put that over here. And we are going to go rocking and rolling right into card number 2, which is going to be the blue here, Boho Blue 42. In your kit, lots of things again. Lots of bits and parts, you guys. Oh man, am I keeping you awake, little boy? All right, so this one you have your 2 leaves, true scoops. Thanks, Ruth Nicholson. You have a stem, a little oopsie daisy label here. That is from the Stylish Shapes as well. You have a white flower with your blue luster. The blue luster goes right over the top of that. Yes, wild wheat does look nice with the DSP and the mop. Well, thank you, Karen. I'm glad you like it. You guys, this is already embossed with the, I call it the hashtag embossing folder. Now, it's not in the catalog. It's an online exclusive. It was out of stock for like the last month and a half, but it is there now. It's called Basics 3D Embossing Folders. It comes 3 to the pack, and there's 2 other folders with it. So that's going to have a mat here with the white. You've got your blue cut. You guys did this yourself. Molly said it looks pretty, but she still doesn't care for it. Well, that's the honest truth. That's all right. Then you have a white that's going to mat on here. So make sure you guys test this out before you get glue happy, right? If you don't like the way you cut your DSP, you could always trim it. You could always trim your white if you need to be trimming. This, you guys, is it has a little score line for you. And all you have to do is fold it on your score line and burnish it. So we're making a little arm here. I call this an arm. It's like a flap, and that's ultimately where this is going to go onto. And then you have, it actually reminds me of cinnamon cider. It's copper clay and then a white mat for the top. And then your boho blue is going to, it has like about 7/8 or 15/16. It's like a little less than an inch is cut off of that. So you're going to have to burnish this. All right, so ultimately this, oh, let's get glue happy. Why not? We could glue a couple things down. You guys, you do the same thing. There's nothing on the other side, but your instinct is to flip it over. All right, because we can, and I tested it, this I know fits on here, and it should be just fine going onto here. Let's put this right onto the front flap here of our boho blue base. Thanks, Barbara Gobby. And get your flowers going the right way here. And that goes right on the front. All right. Now, before we get too crazy involved, but we can still do this. This ultimately needs to get glued. I personally glue it flush along the edge. That is what my friend Carissa taught me. I used to attach it to the back of this, and then it was flush with this, but then it would have like a ridge there. So I got smart about it. And because somebody learned me well, right? I'm just kidding. They taught me well. And we're gonna put a little bit of liquid glue along this little flap here. I used, actually, you guys, when I was cutting for a different class, I ended up with a mat like this big, or a piece this big. So some of you might have a little bit bigger of a flap than others because I was using up scraps. So you have a little bit more gluing room. And this, I'm just going to make sure that it's flush here. Hi, Judy Dempton. Thank you so much. So just Oh, Nidra loves the blue. Yes, this boho blue is so pretty. And some of you even have the little mini that's in boho blue. So we knew about the boho blue back in January already. So I'm just making sure that's flushed. Now that will open like this. And if you feel so inclined, you could already glue this mat in. I wouldn't do this one yet, but I would, if you want to, you could already glue this in. I wouldn't glue the white yet because you want to stamp it first. All right, so then this is gonna go right about there. And this is a bigger mat as well. This is bigger than 5 1/4 by 4. It's actually like 5 5/16 by 4 1/16. So we've got a lot of this kind of core stuff done. Let's work on the top part now. We need to get a sentiment on here, and we're going to use oops-a-daisy. So sorry, not sorry. You guys, we play marbles a lot, and it involves a marble kills another marble, right? And it's like, it feels good to like, get ahead by, killing another marble. And you say, sorry, not sorry, right? Sorry, not sorry. All right, that's our craziness. So we need the leaf and the little guy again. And oops-a-daisy, so sorry. So that's part of this set, you guys. So we used all 4 of the sentiments. We're very happy. Again, if you chose not to get this stamp set, you can still make these beautiful cards without it. You would have, on that last card, you could have just daubered some ink in the middle there. That would have been just fine. We have here boho blue. Love it. Love it. Gonna love it in an instant. So oops-a-daisy, so sorry, fits right in that label. So that's stamping. That one's done. We have a blue flower on the inside, I think. Yes, we do. So this girl's gonna grab one more. Hi, Chris Niebaum. One more block here. And then I don't have to keep taking the block and stealing it to do the other one. Okay, you don't want to stamp this in the bottom right corner. You want to stamp it in the bottom left corner. And that is because you'll see it if you stamp it over there. But if you want to, you could always do that. So there's our boho blue. And then on the inside of this one, we did copper clay. And Lost Lagoon. I was thinking about where my Lost Lagoon ink pad is. So, I have Angela was here and we didn't use Lost Lagoon. Interesting. So we have here copper clay on the inside, right there. So that is good for our inside. Then we need to do a Lost Lagoon leaf. Now, I'll be honest, I have not switched around my ink pads, you guys. Life has been a blur. I'll be honest. I was so proud of myself. On Sunday afternoon, I thought I was gonna be out at my parents' farm playing with the kittens a lot longer, and Tyler bamboozled me. He actually is like, I need to go to work. I'm like, you do? He's like, yup, I do. I'm like, okay. So you guys, I came back and I'm like, well, what should I work on that I wasn't planning to work on right now? And we're not done with this yet. And I thought, I'm gonna take a moment and flip around all my stamp sets. So I moved around all my stamp sets to have only the current ones in the annual catalog in my bookcase over there, like the clear cases. So you guys, I'm taking that small stamp here and we're just stamping the top here of that. Now, if you don't quite hit it all, you could always come back and do another like little round 2 over on the edge like that and get a little bit more filled in there if you want to. Okay, so I spent an hour like taking out the old ones that retired and then merging in new and keeping the old. So, or keeping the ones that carried over. So yay to me, but I did not do my ink pads. And so now I'm thinking, well, Lost Lagoon, okay, I need a Lost Lagoon. But what I think we can do, so that's our flower, what we can do is take a little bit of liquid glue here. Yep, Cindy loves the Team Blue card, yay. It is a pretty one, you guys. We've had a lot of Team Blue cards here So they are very happy. Team Blue is very happy. All right, and Laura says, love this card. Good, good, good. I like it. All right, so that just got glued onto there. So that's kind of ready to go. All right, our leaves, I'm buying myself time to think about what I'm going to do. This is, in fact, Lost Lagoon. But I don't want to run over to where I think my Lost Lagoon pad is. So I think I'm going to attempt to use Pretty Peacock. And I'm going to stamp off 3 times and make it so that it's a lot lighter than what it needs to be, and see if Peacock will work, because we're going to try it. So we're going to take this leaf, and you don't even have to stamp the leaf if you don't want to. So we're going to do 1, 2, and now we're going to try 3. Yeah, perfect. Okay, cool beans and bagels. So you guys, that's Peacock 3rd strength, and that's Lost Lagoon 2nd strength. So life is good. We're going to do Peacock 3, stamp off twice. 1, 2, buckle my shoe, and then 3. And then we have our leaves stamped like that. So that's exactly what we're going to do. All right. Then we have a little bit left. I realize this now. We have a little bit left to do with the boho. There is this hashtaggy thing. And what we're going to do is get our dauber, our sponge dauber, and we're going to add ink to the rays. Super cool. I'm going to start on the back just to see where my dauber is at, and my dauber is locked and loaded. We have lots of pretty new blues in the colors now. Purple and blue is still, and yes, Karen, her favorite color is purple, just like mine is. Blue is a close second. Yes, I definitely love blue as well. You guys, we're going to just hover over the top. Now with daubering, you can always add, but you can't take away. So I did a second coat on that just to give it a little bit more depth. And let's see if you guys can see a little zoomy. So Tigger has the zoomies sometimes, and I never realized that that was a word that explained the racing around the entire establishment and nearly knocking everything over in your path. It was called the zoomies. But Cheryl Taylor taught me that a couple weeks ago. And then my brother comes and starts using, Tigger has the zoomies. And then I was talking to Vicky today too, Vicky Helms, and she's like, what happens if Tigger gets the zoomies? Like, then stuff flies. Yeah, so I'm just looking to see where I could add a little bit more blue. You're probably thinking, well, the white on the white was not a good idea, but when you can make it look like that and add a little color, is super cool. So I see where I was a little sharper in a couple of those spots. You can tone it down by going right next to it and blending right into it, and it makes it look like it's less sharp in that exact spot. Like that. All right, so that's what I'm gonna end up with. I'm good with that. So a little bit of a sponge dauber action going on for you guys. We have that a couple more times too. So there's the blue and 42. I think that we can get assembly happy now. So this is actually, we popped this up. Now you don't have to pop. You guys, whenever it comes to popping, it's a personal preference. Remember that. So if you want something flat because it's easier for shipping with your post office, they don't hassle you so much, then put flatness. But if you want to pop things up, go for that too. So I'm gonna pop this up onto the white mat right here, like that. And then we need to grab the tear-in tape. Yeah, you guys, I love embossing and then taking a dauber and coloring over the top of it. So cool. So we're gonna get a couple pieces here prepped and ready to go and put this along the back here. I'm gonna guess right about there. Yeah. And then we need to grab our blue jute. So let's grab out the blue 42 jute, and let's see where our end is right here. So we're gonna cut 2 of these. Oh, there go the embellishments. You guys, you never have enough space, right? Like everything, it just falls on the floor all the time. Oh, head in the camera again, sorry. I can get my butt closer to you guys. Okay, so with the Oopsie Daisy, we're gonna do a track on this one as well. And by track, I mean I got these in the kit, you guys, that I did with a class with last week, or last month actually. So I love having dimensionals like this. And whatever kit was last month, that's what kit these came in. It was super cool. The Forever Friends, I think. All right, so what we're gonna do is gonna eyeball where our ribbon needs to go. Pick off this one side, and I'm gonna put this here and put it here next to it. Okay, so I'm good with the height now. And then these guys are gonna run across the front. Like that. Okay, and then you've got your tear and tape ready to help hold it down. And then let's get this, I did pop this up. Now again, you guys, that jute is kind of thicker. So I'm gonna pop this layer up as well. And then that's what's gonna go onto our little arm that we had prepped over here. All right, so bring this back over here. And then try to get that centered as much or best you can on here. Now, I am noticing, in case you guys haven't assembled yet and you wait to assemble later, I would actually trim off. So if you see this, like I would have put this here like this and trimmed off about 1/8 of an inch off the top. I believe we have this blue arm being, the blue arm was 4 1/4 high. I would make it 4 1/8. So if, it's gonna be okay. I'm gonna just center it top to bottom. Whoever gets the card or receives it is not gonna necessarily be like, oh man, why is it like that, right? I'm gonna show you here once I get it glued on here. So I've got a little bit higher blue here and a little bit higher blue here, right? Versus my sides have a little less blue. So if you guys haven't put this together yet, you might trim off 1/8 of an inch off of the top or the bottom before you glue it. Again, it's not gonna, it doesn't make or break the card at all, but just something that I'm just noticing now. So let's flip this stuff off and we'll put a little liquid glue on this one here. And that can go in our inside now. If you guys have a different sentiment or a sentiment, you would want to stamp that as well before you glue it in. It's always easier to stamp and then glue it in. All right, then our flower is definitely going to get popped up as well. So grab a couple dimensionals for the flower. The stem here, what we can do with the stem is grab a glue dot. And I'm going to attach the stem to the flower like that. So it's kind of like curving to the sun that way. And then this ultimately, it's gonna be perfect like that. All right, so now we can take these off. I'm not gonna even worry about putting any kind of like glue behind the stem. I'm just gonna let it be like this. Gonna get it right in the center. Something like that. And then now this little guy has a track, right? You definitely don't want to have adhesive in the middle here because it'll be bumpy. So by making that track is going to, I'm going to put this a little bit more here to the right, and then I have room for my knot over there. That track allows dimensional here and here, and the ribbon to go right through the middle. And then you've got a leaf that needs a dimensional, and that's kind of hanging right there. You've got another leaf that gets the other one. Thanks so much, Bonnie. Thanks, Judy. And that guy can go like that. Okay, Stella. You could always Stella that white part of the flower here. If you thought of it before you did your label, you could always have done the whole label and then Stella it. I'd stay away from the blended area, but you could always Stella your flowers here. to get a little bit of sparkliness on them. When you guys get your Stella pen, you have to remember to take that little black, there's a ring on it, you just got to take that off. And then you can prep it. The ribbon here, the jute. So we need to grab 2 more pieces of jute, like this, and take 2 of them together, and we're just going to make an overhand knot. I am not going to do it around that. This is now just going to go with a glue dot. So you're making a little knot. Grab a glue dot. I'm going to set the glue dot right where I need the knot to go, and then I'm going to set my knot right into it and press really hard. Thanks, Linda Hunt. Thanks, Julie Bierschbach. All right, then we're going to trim these kind of at an angle, like that. And this one, we left it a little, it was curving really cool, like this way and that way. We left them a little bit longer. If you like yours longer, you could do that. And then this one, we made them just a hair shorter. And that opens like this, like that. And then we get to embellish. So you've got copper and you've got blue that you could use. So we're going to use a copper one there with a blue. And we'll use a blue one over here. I had a hard time. I just did 3 here. Like I just didn't know where else to put more, but bling it up, you guys. You definitely can use more bling if you want to. I'm excited because I'm getting to the end. I don't know if we'll use pink, so I'm gonna put the pink there, and then I can use the gray on one of the next cards. All right, there we go, you guys. We've got our second card done. Yay! To blue, team blue. All right, so we'll set that there for now, and we'll rock right into our green card, and we'll save the copper, clay, and peacock for last, because I just love that color combination. Okay, pull out your bits and parts, you guys. Oh, stretchy and yawnies. Are you gonna wake up and be a little rebel rouser? All right. Don't know why I have 2, but I'll have to give that back to Diane. I think she could use that for a swap card, I bet. There's a lot of pokey with this, you guys. I'll be honest with you. We'll poke that out in a moment. This die, I don't know why they didn't, I can't ask you. I can't answer this, but I have on this die, let me show you the die. The die has a leaf over here. It has this leaf. So you guys, just so you know, you're gonna have a part of a leaf hanging over here. You just have to take your scissors. Oh, here, that's probably why. You have to take your scissors and just snip it off like that. And no one will ever know that that leaf is here, okay? So just get rid of that, all right? But that's what the die is. I really wish that this leaf would be separate, because your leaf is never gonna be the same color as the die. Like that, they didn't ask me, but that doesn't make sense to me if they did ask me. But they didn't, and that's okay. They don't have to ask me. All right, so you have here your yellow bit and part. You have a deckled rectangle there. You have this white part there, which goes with your DSP on top of it. Wait, this DSP here. Wait 1 moment, please. I gotta cut mine differently, I see here. Okay, I'll get to that. This white piece is for your inside, so let's marry that up like that. Okay, we're getting all our bits and parts figured out first. That is our background. This is beneath our deckled rectangle. This one you guys uses the white stripe of the basic vellum. It is behind there. Oh man, my little ferny things are gone. So these ferny things were the great debacle. I will tell you, they were a debacle. They were caught on everything. We used vellum, and we used that dye to cut them out. And they were everywhere. They like, the set of 2 just ended up everywhere. They were on the floor, and then they were on the counter, and then the cat found one. And now I'm seeing that my kit here doesn't have them. So, they were the two that were floating around the hive everywhere that I looked. I saw them, and now I have no idea where I find them. So, okay, this right here needs to get scored. You guys, yours is already scored, and apparently when I was making this extra kit, I didn't score mine properly. It's actually, this is like 3 3/16 by 8.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. So we're gonna just score that, which basically puts it right down the middle, I think. Okay, we're going with it. We're improvising. So, we got too many things going on here. All right, so these pieces here will fit on the inside. Okay, I noticed that mine was a hair smaller. Your guys, I trust me, in your kit, I know I cut them at the bigger size. I'm just gonna go with it. I'm gonna teach you guys that it's okay that the card doesn't have to be exactly like the sample here. So this is scored at 5 1/2, and now this is your flip down, and then you have a piece of white that will fit in here. This goes on here. Again, pull out anything from the middle if you need to. And then we're gonna put this like that. And then you have a little 3x3 that goes on here, and this goes on here. Okay, so this is how this gets built, like that. All right, now this piece right here is for your front flap, and I think that when I cut this one, it needed to be at 3 7/8. So we're gonna cut that really quick so that we're good to go. See, we get to cut more. Oh, there's a plastic thing on here. We get to cut more. I think that was 3 7/8. So let's just cut that like this. Hi, Linda Hall. Better late than never, we say. All right, so now we're in business. So let's get a little bit glue happy so that we get some of our pieces put together. All right, let's do all of these things. All of them, it's okay. Trust me, it'll work. And I keep grabbing the empty glue. So we're gonna do this, and then this one. And then this will go on here, like that. And then this one can go on here. And then we'll get both of those glued down. So you got a little wiggle room in case you need to adjust it when you use liquid glue. Then these two, like this one, like that, a little bit like this and a little bit like that. That goes in here. And then this one goes on the front flap, like this. I was okay not cutting out an inside. I'll be okay. All right, so far that's what we got. Now our arm. Your arms were at 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. And I'm noticing here that for some reason I cut off, because this is actually for me, somehow I have 8 inches, I think. Oh, I have 8 1/4, so I'm missing a 1/4 inch. So I'm gonna make it work. Instead of cutting another piece, I'm actually going to look at my yellow and my white here, and I think that that will fit here. So I'll use that as my inside. And then my front flap won't quite, but you won't see that when it's here like that. It'll be fine. So I'm gonna go with that. I do know that we had a little hiccup with cutting the white and the yellow for you guys. So you might see a little bit more green on the inside of your card, just a little bit more. So we're gonna put this, something like that. Now that just gets glued right onto the designer paper, like that. And you guys, when we cut the yellow, it was a 1/16 or an 1/8 off one way. And I'm like, you know what, it's okay. You guys are good. If you see a little bit more green on the side, it's okay. We realize, naughty Nancy always is in the back of our head saying it's only paper, right? So I am gonna just, because I can, I'm gonna glue this yellow to my inside. So you guys, this is the new Lemon Lolly. It is kind of looks pastel-y in some instances, and then it looks more bright in some others. So that's like that. All right, and then this gray piece, we actually have, if you guys look at this, the ribbon comes around. Look at that. It really does come around. So we can go ahead and we're going to put this piece right in the middle because that can get glued. Oh man, we're covering up the flowers. Are you guys going to be okay with it? I hope so. All right, so then this is going to go right here. So that arm is 3 inches wide is what's happening, like that. So it's actually 3 by 8.5. I think I might have said 3 and 3/16, but it's 3. Okay, so we're gonna let that be for a second. You guys, we did a lot of assembling and gluing that together. Let's work on this guy right here now. That's extra. Pokey, pokey, pokey. Now's the time to get pokey done. Just get these guys all poked out. If you had like the brush thing when you're die cutting at your own establishment or your own place, you could always use your brush tool to help with this process. But what I like to do, I don't like to poke myself, but I like to put my pad of my finger behind here, and then as I poke, it kind of pokes into it and I capture that, and then I just drop it right on my table here. And they all get poked out. You could use the brush though, and that would help as well. All right. Perfect. Okay. Now we need to get our ink ready. Oh, Laura says that she thinks this is the best yellow that Stampin' Up! Has ever had. I like to hear that. That's good. Okay, so we need a scrap of paper, which is floating around, or I'll just grab a new one. Okay. And you're gonna need your copper clay ink. And what we're doing is adding a little color to the center. You guys, it's just a dauber. You could use a Q-tip if you have a Q-tip. I'm gonna just dip in here and see what it's going to do. I'm just gonna work around and put a little bit of the copper clay color in the middle here. Just like that. And then I'm gonna put a little bit of color on the top of that one. Now this one's gonna be a little bit more work. It's a smaller area, so I gotta be a little bit more careful. And I just put a little bit of brown. That's all I did for this one. Oh! And of course, I landed it right in the ink pad. It's okay though. So we will use our ink eraser and see if we can get that off. We need now pebbled path. So let's grab our ink eraser. See if we can get that off. So you guys, the DSP samplers went postal yesterday, and I have an email prepped and ready to go to everybody who purchased one, just as an FYI. Kelly, so I got my photographs done last night, and Kelly is going to be making a little tutorial, not a tutorial, but she's just taking all the pictures and merging them into a document, and I'll email that out tomorrow morning. I asked her to have it to me by tomorrow, so she's working on that. It takes her about 3 hours to pull it together. You guys, so all I'm doing is taking my ink eraser and trying to get off my copper clay. And it got most of it off. It's very, very, very light at this point, but for the most part, it's off, and that's good. All right, so we need to get Pebbled Path ink, and what's on the inside here? A yellow one, the yellow outline. Okay, cool. And then I really appreciate you. So let's grab, I gotta get the Pebbled Path ink. And we gotta clean up these guys really quick. So we're gonna flip out this leaf, and we'll flip out this flower and our saying, and let's grab the new ones. So we're gonna use that flower, this, and then that sentiment, and I really appreciate you. Must be timeless courage. Look at us writing notes where stuff comes from. Okay, let's go get timeless arrangement. Timeless arrangement, that's the name of the set. Let me go grab that because you guys need to see that set. Apparently it's what we used on this card. One moment. So on the outside it says, your friendship means everything. And then here was a new set that was part of our pre-order that we could get. And in here it says, you are so kind would work there. I really appreciate you. That's where we pulled that from. I'm so happy we wrote that down because I don't think I would have remembered that. All right. So let's grab this guy out. And we've got Pebbled Path for the ink. And we got your friendship means everything. Bottom left-hand corner for that. Ooh, it did an ombre look, but I'm okay with that. If you don't like it, though, you can always flip it over. Let's see if I could go over here. So this ink pad got used for our milkshake cards that we're doing tomorrow night. Let's go like that. Okay, and then on the inside, we have a lemon lolly flower. Let's do that first. You guys, that's how bright the ink pad looks, but it really doesn't stamp quite that bright. That's our yellow flower we've got there. And then on the inside, I did a little copper clay. So let's put that away. Let's grab this guy and let's put our leaf away. Grab this. And this is going to definitely, you don't want to do it first strength. You want to stamp off. Otherwise, it's going to be way too dark. And I missed the middle. And then I missed it again. So, hang on. We're going to go for round 2 here. So let's flip this over. And we're going to try it again. All right, so don't forget second strength. So stamp off and try it again. Oh, that's better. Okay, then we just have a little sentiment that needs to go yet in the inside here. And it says, I really appreciate you. So this would be a good one to send to a friend of yours that helped you out with something that you want to show your appreciation for. That guy's done. This one's done. And we'll put him away. And this one. Oh man, I haven't done my thing yet. So I think what happened is we used Diane's stamps. So we haven't used mine yet. So let's grab that out. Put that on here. And I think we've got Pebble Path open yet. So I will tell you guys, with this new launch of the catalog, you probably got some new ink pads. If you did, and you're not aware of this, I want to show you that the bottom of your ink pad has stickers on it. One of my customers came today and didn't realize this. And so I usually do that. And then I take the Pebbled Path one off and I put that right on the front of the case. And I'd like to try to get it as straight as I possibly can. I like that. Okay, so then there's another one that's blank. The blank one, I usually put that right on the inside here so that when you have the ink pad open, you can see it, right? And then you have 3 more. That language, and then another language. It actually says Pebbled Path. So I like to put one on the back side here, and then I like to put the other 2 on the side, so that if you have the ink pads next to you, you could see them from all angles, like the gray, the gray, the gray, the gray, and then when you open it up, you've got the gray there, because after a while, all the dark ink pads look the same. So in case that you're new and you didn't know that, that's how Stampin' Up! Does their ink pads. Okay, so what are we doing next? We're going to, this is flat, so let's put this down, and this can get glued. So let's glue these pieces down. I am going to actually, those foliage things, I know that I have one floating around in here somewhere. And I have one that Tigger ate half. He didn't eat it, but I found it was missing half, and I'm betting he found it and played with it. So we're gonna do this card, and I'm gonna leave it set that I can still tuck my foliage in later. All right, so then this goes right here. Now you guys are gonna see a little bit more green on the top and the bottom because of yours being a 1/4 inch longer. And then we have the pebbled path one here. So let's pull pebbled path. And this needs to go around here. And here's the thing. Do you guys like to make bows with it like this? Where in this case, I actually, you know what would be really cool? Let's wait 1 second. Hang on. Let me show you an idea. Let me think about what I was going to do. Nope, it's not going to work that way. I was actually going to run the ribbon underneath and then pop this up, but that won't work because you won't see the ribbon. I want to see the ribbon come up over. So hang on, we're putting this right back to where it was. So Jennifer Merle Hampshire, a friend of mine, she does amazing job at making bows. She loves bows. She's my bow lady, like without using a bow maker lady. Hi, Carol Mills. Oh, good. I'm glad you like that idea for ink pads. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this the Jennifer way. And it's nice to have tweezers here, reversible tweezers. And we're going to have that hold it like this. And we're going to make our bow all in one fall swoop here. I don't do a lot of bows like this. Usually I cut my tails and put them down behind, but it'll be less knotty if we do it like this. Okay, and we can still move this thing up and down. You can still wiggle and make your tails and the loops how you want them to go, but it goes all the way around like that. You have this vellum circle, which is going to kind of tuck in here now, and then this, actually, we can move this down a hair, like that maybe, and then this flower is going to kind of go like this. And now I want my bow over to the middle a little bit more, so all I'm going to do is grab from one side and the other side and pull this way with this one and this way, and this will help me maneuver it right to the middle more without ripping the paper. And then I know the vellum kind of gets lost back there, but I think it still adds to it. So that's why we decided to go for it. And ultimately, this is how it's going to look. And then the last thing I'm going to do when I find my green foliage leaves is you take a sponge dauber that has green ink on it, and you're going to set your foliage pieces. Not that one. I wonder if it's this one. Yep. That's green. You're going to take your foliage pieces and dauber ink on them. So the garden green ink is here, right? That's what we used. And you're just going to dauber ink on your vellum pieces here, okay? And then they get tucked in then at the end. So let's get everything done except for that last part with the daubering and then the foliage. So this is pretty much what we're going to do is put tear and tape behind here. Oh, Brenda, I'm glad that you love these cards. Yay! So we're going to put a little tear and tape back here, and that's going to hold our circle. And then we're going to use dimensionals on this card here, and we're going to pop up our flowers. And there's not a lot of big spaces to do this, so I'm going to put 3 on that one, and then I think that needs to get cut in half. We're going to cut that really small here. Put 1 there, and let's put 1 there. All right. I think 1 more for good measure. Right, because we can. Right there. All right. So we didn't put a lot of them back here so that you guys can still tuck in your foliage. And this flower is going to kind of set right like that. And it's stuck to my finger. Something like that. Trim your tails so they're not all over the place. We're going to trim that guy right here. And you can always still make this a little smaller if you want to, a little more dainty-like. There. Trim that guy and like that. Okay. So that came together. We still need to put our bling on here. And this one's great with the yellow and the gray. So you've got a little opening here to do some gray ones if you want. And then if you want to put a little yellow one over here, you could also do a little yellow one. And then I've got one gray left. We're gonna put it over there. And I found the center of a flower like that, that's big, and you could actually put a gem right in the middle of it. Super cool. Now, if you have that, like there's two, like there's one here, and you've got extra gems, put one right in the middle. That little gem in the middle of the flower looks awesome. So the only thing I didn't get done on this card, you guys, because I don't know where my vellum, those little turkeys, those little vellum things, they were floating all around, and I never in my wildest dreams would have thought they were for this card. And so I'm thinking what happened as I had my kits over here, they fell on the floor. Because there was one on the floor over here. Didn't think anything of it. Thanks, Kimberly. So what you'll do is sponge the vellum green, and then put some glue dots, and all you're gonna do is tuck them into your flower, underneath your flowers here. And you can gently, if you need to, lift this up and like tuck them in here, and they'll go in there no problem. But there's your real bow on here. This is not even a faux bow, it's a real bow on your card. All right, you guys, we saved the easiest one for last, all right? This is the easiest, and it's the one that to me pops the most. I love this one. Stella on this one, you guys, you could definitely have Stella if you want. Thanks, Julie. You could definitely Stella all of your yellow lemon lolly daisies here. I meant to come back and do that. I wouldn't hit the brown part, but definitely you could do all the rest of this right here. There. So we got a little Stella action going on that one. All right, thanks, Linda Scott. All right, you guys, easy peasy card for last. We worked our way up to an easy card. Before I forget, this is what I mean by you could Stella your label before you actually stamp the sentiment on it. Okay, so that's perfect. So that's done. And then the other thing you could do while you got your Stella open, you could Stella this. Now this die, you guys, if you're wondering, is from a set called Artistically Inked. It carried over from the annual catalog, the last one. And there's stamps and dies that go with this one. Oh, thanks, Debbie Glass. I'm glad that you like the cards, even though you don't like daisies so much. What we gotta do though, is we gotta cut this down into a couple different pieces. If you like the look of leaving some of the pieces in here, you can, or you can pop them all out, but that's all Stella. And this is the last one of our basic vellum labels here. It's a stylish circle that has the fern print on it, and that will go back there to add a little bit of bling or a little decoration. You guys have your white, it's the same as your DSP, and your peacocks are the same. And then you have copper clay for your base. Yes, honeybee, I absolutely agree that the peacock with copper, it does it. It is awesome. What do we have in here? We have a peacock and then the wild wheat. Okay, so let's do our stamping first. That needs a second to dry. If you do that kind of Stellaing, you need to give it a second to dry. So we need peacock here, and wishing you the brightest birthday, which is this guy, and that will go on our label. The label, you guys, comes from this set, which is awesome. If you need another little label, the little daisy this is from the daisy set, so this can go right in there. Done. And our flower, oh man, you guys, I'm just gonna put it right on the top like that. Oh, hope your day is filled with everything good. Love it. Let's put that on the inside. Okay. Hope your day is filled with everything good. Go right there. You know, I'm not even a practice with it. I'm just going straight for it. All right, and then on our inside, we also have one more stamp, and we got to do the flower. And that flower is from the daisy set, and we're going to use the more solid one in peacock as well. And then We'll pull out the copper clay one more time for the inside of our flower this time. And that little guy is what we need. And I'm not going to stamp off because it's more vibrant, darker colors. So let's leave that at first strength. Leave that there. That's it for stamping, you guys, on this one. I think we've officially ended our stamping endeavors. We can get a little glue happy now. So glue, let's glue that too. Watch this, we're gonna do all three. The back side of that, isn't that cool too? So if you're wondering, I showed you a card earlier. For those that tuned in a little bit late, I showed off one of the cards for the June monthly class. Let's see if I can do this without knocking everything over. So this card right here, I'm not done with it. I still have to draw a stem here. My plant is not connected to anything. This paper right here is the daisy paper right here. So in case you're wondering where that comes from, it's the daisies. Not that and that. All right, so this one's gonna go inside. The white can go on the peacock, and our DSP, it can go right here. On this piece, grab your tear-in tape, and we need to get some of our copper clay jute down. This kitten, I'm going to show you guys the kitten and how he's been sleeping this entire time right next to me. All right, so we're going to put the jute. You want to cut 2 pieces of jute, the copper clay jute. I'm just going to kind of go a hair longer than the base here, like that, and then we'll make a bow for the top of that. So I'm going to guess it's right about here. So we'll get the first one down. Don't worry, you guys. I'm going to tuck everything else underneath this when I'm done with this step. So we're going to line that guy up. So we've got 2 lines of jute going on here. Tape to hold it down. And this will eventually go here. And I think because of the jute situation, I'm going to pop it up with dimensionals. You could use your baby dimensionals, but I have all these awesome strips that I love using. So we're going to proceed with using these guys up. That I don't want underneath there. So there's that. And then let's do that guy. And one more here. So you guys, again, if you missed it, I said that I got these strips of the dimensionals. They were from the Friends Forever or Forever Friends kit from last month. And you know me, I like to use up sheets of dimensionals as much as I can. It's like throwing away the toothpaste bottle. All right, so now though, we gotta be careful. We can't wiggle around very much. So we gotta get this guy lined up on 3 sides, and then hopefully we drop it and the 4th side is good. And then what will happen is this is going to go under here. You guys are gonna have to do a little job of cutting your leaves apart here. There's 3 and 2 up there, and if you see here, there's 6. So we don't use quite all of these. And let's see here what we can do. I'm going to cut this right there. And I'm gonna leave things not all popped out just to give it a little bit more character. You're gonna end up having to cut these around. So we're gonna cut that one smooth so you don't even know. This one, we're gonna cut this into 2 chunks, and we're gonna like play with this and get it how we want it. So we need the tear-in tape here. I ordered some strips because my shaker card wasn't quite right from playing in the rain. You know what? You definitely do need what Debbie's talking about, these foam adhesive strips. They're a slight tad bit higher than dimensionals, and they do work a little bit better for making shaker cards. That is very true, Debbie. So I'm just putting that little bit of tear-in tape here, and we're gonna put that something like this, and this will get popped up with, I'm gonna do the dimensional strip again. We're gonna put this on here twice. just gonna set it here because it kind of, you see the bottom one, but not the top one. And I'm just gonna set it there and figure out how I wanna do my leaves here. Oh, Linda, how was the new kitten on Sunday? I will show you guys the new kitten from Sunday. The new kitten is Precious. I have a picture of her in my, wait, it was sent to me by Tyler. Here, this is the picture of the kitten. This is little, that's her face, that's little Honey. And then Tyler fell in love with that kitten right there. But I'm like, Tyler, we don't need 3 kittens, right? So this one too, there, her face is a little bit nicer. So they still have the baby blue eyes yet, and she's got her little brown or little orange spot. So that's Honey, you guys. That's the kitten we're looking at bringing home to be a sister to our Tigger. Our Honey 2.0 is what we're gonna call her. So this right here, these leaves are gonna come out. I'm gonna snip them apart because I feel like they're not taking on the shape that I want them. And we're just gonna grab a glue dot and put the glue dot back here. And we're just gonna play with this and have this come out like that. And then grab another glue dot. And we're gonna have this one sneaking up a little bit higher, like that. There's 2. This might be okay having it just like that and leaving them together. And we're gonna stick the glue dot. And let's see, this needs to come up right about, so we're gonna tuck it underneath here now. And it's okay, it's taking on a little bit different of a shape. And this other one is gonna come through the middle here. So let's grab another glue dot. Thanks, Kimberly. She's a squeaker. So Tigger's he's gonna have his big brother work cut out for him. So we're gonna put that like that. And now let's make our double bow really quick. And you guys, bow makers, I know Veronica, if you're watching, yours went out yesterday in your package. Eliana, I'm waiting in case you have a different package to go out to put your bow maker in, but I know you wanted a bow maker. I sell the bow makers, you guys. The guy, and so I used to babysit for Rich and Joan, and Rich and his 2 boys, who I used to babysit. He makes my bow makers for me. Yay. So my neighbor, the guy who I used to babysit his kids for, makes my bow makers in case you guys need any. They're $8 plus shipping. If I can ship it with a class, you guys, it's only $2 extra, but if I ship it by itself, it's $6 to ship a bow maker. So, all right, so let's just see what we got here once we made the bow, because that's gonna go right about there. I like it. I don't know if I need this last one here. I will let it be, let it be, let it be, right? All right, so then let's glue this down. And I want to see that bottom one. We're going to put that right about here. I think this needs one more glue dot though. Penny Powell, I'm thinking of you every time I have this long strip. I'm taking 2 glue dots, 2 scoops, and we're going to stick them right underneath just to help secure that down. And then grab another glue dot, and that's going to go right there for our bow to stick into. Just like that. And then trim your little tail here. If you are so inclined to use this leaf somewhere, you can. I just like odd numbers, right? You could always have an oddball kind of like coming out. No, I'd let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Don't put it in. So we've already stellaed on this card, so that's good to go. We have, wait, what's that? Oh, I used up these guys, cool beans. And then over here, we're gonna pull in the copper clay ones. And we're gonna put some of those on the card front here. Use up your jummies, guys. So we'll do one there. And then if you wanna pull in the blue, I don't think the blue would hurt to bring them in. I put 1 here and 2 there. This time I put 2 down there and 1 up there. So whatever you want. You know what we say, it's your card, make it however you like. And you can see I did a little bit different. Hi Hi, Jennifer Summers. You got yours. Yay. Is there a video on how to use it? There sure is. So I can see I did the leaves down here a little different. These 3 are coming this way and those 3 are coming out that way. So I noticed on my card here, I never even stelled. Oh, and that leaf, that leaf needs a little assistance. You guys, we're doing a little card emergency surgery here to get that guy back. All right, so Jennifer Summers, now that you asked, I thought you'd never ask. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't know if you were gonna ask, but if anybody's ever wondering where my bow maker video is, if you go to YouTube and you search at the top here, Cards by Christine Bow Maker, it's the first thing that should come up. I have a 23-minute video on the bow maker right here. So tip Tuesday, using a bow maker. I show you all the different ways. Oh, it's actually only 17 minutes. I thought it was 23 minutes, but it's only 17 minutes. Good job. All right, so that is exactly the video you want to look for on how to watch, on how to make bows. And I use reversible ribbon. If you want to do 3 loops, 2 loops, however you want to do it. Oh, chat is right down there now. So, bwahaha, OCD, yes, yeah, I know, Benny. So, love the cards, but the blue is my favorite. So, you guys, I think if I had to pick a card for tonight, I would pick this one just because it's, and honestly, this is more of a fall card to me versus a summer card, but I love the copper clay with the pretty peacock. Yeah, you definitely need those sticker strips. Debbie and Linda are talking about that for the bow maker. I'm going to add a glue dot here, you guys, because this bow is kind of flippy floppy on here. So we're going to put a bow, look at that. By adding a glue dot underneath that knot, it helped bring it down where it needs to go. Anna's so glad she took this class. Yay! You betcha, Anna. So Anna asked about, so Anna placed an order with me. Oh man, the hair's everywhere. Anna asked about taking a class, if she could pick out a class to get for free. So when you guys place an order that's over $45, can you see I'm sitting higher than I was at the beginning? I put a box underneath me. If you place an order that's over $45 and it uses my host code, that is the key, you guys. You have to use the host code. If you forget to put the host code on, you can call Stampin' Up! And have them put the host code on. And then that's fine. But if I have to put the host code on, then I don't necessarily, it doesn't earn a free class, right? So that's how it works. But, so Anna was asking if she could pick, Anna, I can't remember which one you asked about, but I know I told you no. Because if it is a product-based class, then you can't, a product-based class, meaning like an ink, paper, scissors, because you get product in the kit, then no, it's not eligible. Those are like, you can only pay the fee for those. So the sweet card classes, I call them sweet bundle classes. Those are free with a minimum order. My monthly cards, my monthly class is free with a minimum order. The Let's Just Stamp is also free with a minimum order. The catalog launch party that we had this month is free with a minimum order. But like game night, Stamp-A-Stacks, like Naturally Gilded that's coming up in June, that's not available for free with a purchase. So Anna, whatever, I can't remember exactly which class you asked for, but I remember saying no, it wouldn't work. And I think because it was a product-based class, meaning that you could only pay a fee to get it. So, so that, yeah. So whenever you guys do place an order and it's over 45 and use the host code, always let me know what class you're thinking about getting, and I'll definitely know if it works or not. Sometimes I do run out of classes too. If it gets to be right around the class time, sometimes I run out. But then also in other times I have past classes that I over forecast. So you could always go back and look at past classes to see if there's one that you would like to take. So Donna says she loves them all. Carol loves them all. Becky says they're beautiful. The favorite is the green and yellow because you love yellow daisies. Yay. Awesome, awesome. So I'm glad that you guys all that took this class, I'm so happy that you did. I think I mentioned that I like this one a lot. I love the blues a lot. I do love the mauve with the wheat, and again, the green with the, I'm glad we did lemon lolly for the daisies on this one. That makes me happy to see that. Very, very cool. You guys got to use a lot of the new ink colors. Definitely all of the ink colors got used between all 5 cards. All the jute got used except for the yellow one here, but you could have tied that in here if you wanted to do a second line here and do yellow. That would definitely work as well. You got to use some of the new in color gems here, which is super cool. Yeah, all around fun, loving, awesome cards. I just was so excited. Carol says now she has to get the suite. So then when that happens, Carol, we say our work here is done. So, because we love to show you different ways to use the different products in the suite. And we try to use as many of the stamps and as many as the dies as we possibly can to make the 4 cards. So, okay. So let's do, we're going to do a little drawing for our random number generator and figure out who our Lucky Door prize winners are going to be. And I'm going to take everybody. Sharon's warming up to the new in colors. So I will be honest, some people don't like these. These are the new in colors here with Pebbled Path and Wild Wheat. Some people don't like them. They weren't their color palette. Oh, here's part of a leaf, you guys. There's part of it. So some people thought they were very blah, right? But to me, they're very rich looking colors. They're regally kind of looking. Soft regals is what I would call them to be. So awesome. I'm going to pull the chart here to see about pulling a door prize. So just a reminder, I'll look through my emails in a moment or between now and tomorrow morning. And if anybody is interested in this class, I'll reach out to you. Make sure you're not already signed up for it, right? Oh, thanks, Lynn Beasley. Each one has its own beautifulness. I love it. So we are going to do a drawing here based off of 85 people, you guys. So, and this includes my in-person peeps as well, because we're gonna do it for everybody. And what we're gonna do is get random number generator pulled up here, and let's find it right here, and then I'll drop the camera down and show you that we have 85, and we'll see who our winner chicken dinners are. All right, let's pull this, and I'm gonna put in here so you guys can see. I'm gonna put in here 86, 85, and we're gonna hit the word generate, and number 9, okay. Sherry Everett, you are a lucky winner. Yay, Sherry. All right, congratulations. 49 is Sherry Stewart. Awesome, Sherry Stewart. Very good. I've got you circled now as well. So I've got Sherry Stewart and Sherry Everett, both with different spellings though. Sherry C-H-E-R-I and Sherry S-H-E-R-R-I-E. I love it. I've never put a sticker on your red rubber. Really, Penny? That's interesting. I always do because I like to see kind of what the stamp looks like that I'm stamping. So, but to each their own, right? You don't have to. That's what happens when you buy something. You can do whatever you want to it, right? The wild wheat looks good in this application. Good. I'm happy, yay. All right. So you guys, what's on the docket radar? We have class tomorrow night. I'm loving how you're doing that with the blue over the embossing. Well, good, Laura. I'm so happy to hear that. I love doing that too. Just a reminder, we have class tomorrow night at 6, and it's my last class before I leave. We're making these 5 cards. It's like we did for the in color retirement class. We're gonna do all of our stamping right away, and then we'll make all 5 cards. So we're gonna do that one. Lori, I'm glad that you liked the class. Yay, Faye, tonight sold me on the copper clay ink. Oh, yay. I'm glad you got your paper pumpkin ink spot today. So I haven't gotten my paper pumpkins yet, you guys. So hopefully they arrive by Thursday. That would be amazing if they did. And then what I'm understanding, Faye said, is that the ink spot is a copper clay. So that's cool. We have class tomorrow night. I have a swap card showcase that I need to do. I don't have to do it. I need to do it. Because they're Bonnie's cards and I need to get them back to her by Thursday, I said. So we're going to do a swap card showcase from the Retro Swap. We're going to get that in. I'm looking at the cards right now. And I'm going to do a showcase on Thursday of all of the June classes. I am a little excited to say that June is a lighter month. Yay. With being gone for 2 weeks, I have my normal core classes plus only 2 ad hoc classes. We have in-person bingo, which I do not design those cards until the week before. And also, we have a naturally gilded Stamp-A-Stack, which I have those cards here ready to show you. So I have like about 4 cards left to design. That's going to happen tomorrow. In between going to the dentist, getting a pedicure. You guys, my toes are nasty. I'm going to have to say it. My mom and I went for pedicures before we went to Florida in January. And so they have not really been touched since January. And the paint is all worn off, and I have to go on this cruise with good looking toenails. I don't know who's going to be seeing my feet, and I don't want them looking all nasty, right? So we have a pedicure, you guys. It has to be a pedicure, but we're designing 4 cards between tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon, getting out any of the shipments that need to go out yet tomorrow. The dentist called and filled me in. I'm filling in a cancellation, so because my other dentist appointment was for when I'm going to be on a different little family vacation, so got a quick 20-minute dentist appointment. And then all of a sudden it's going to be time for a class at 6 tomorrow, and it's just whew, I don't know, but it's all the things need to get done, and they will, you guys. They always do. So buzz you later. All right, we'll see you guys later. Oh, Donna, you are amazing for remembering that. We were supposed to do that drawing on the 3rd. Usually Kelly pulls the names. I make a note here. I'm going to see, I will do the drawing tomorrow night, okay? So Donna, good reminder on that. I did not pull a name. So I will pull the names for everybody who shared for the Share, Create, and Inspire. I will do that drawing with you guys live tomorrow night. How's that sound? Very good. Oh, I'm not done. I have winners to share with you guys. I have cards. You guys, I took 15 minutes and I pulled names for cards for these guys right here. So we have finally, oh, this must have come off right here. Okay, finally, you guys, I pulled some names for winners for cards. These are actually, I'm sad to say that these are actually from February and January, but you know what? Hey, you know what? I'm getting them. I'm going to start working through this pile here. So when you guys comment, I'm able to go through and pull, like I just swipe through it, and wherever it lands is whoever wins the card. So I've got here some names, you guys, of some winners. So this was from sale-a-bration Hoorah Rah. And this is the card. It was a gift card holder. You guys can always go back and watch this video. It's the sale-a-bration Hoorah Rah from in the end of February. Thanks to Beasley. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Brrr, you guys, okay. Susan Warmly. Yay, Susan from Indiana. You got this one. Da-da-da, drum roll, you guys. Thanks for everybody wishing me a good trip. I really appreciate it. Pat Detlefson wins this card. Yay. I love it. The explosion card. Da-da-da-da. We have here this tower card with a toggle on the front. And that goes to this one right here. Must have fallen off. Cheryl Thomas. Yay, Cheryl Thomas. This one's yours, coming your way. And then last for the sale-a-bration Hoorah Rah class is this beautiful one right here. Like a step card. Da-da-da. Winner is Penny Powell, you guys. The little man is waking up, you guys. Look at him. He's been sleeping there looking adorable the entire time, being a really good, well-behaved kitten. Right, baby? Yeah, he's like, Mama talks too loud. Make her stop. So, all right. So we had, oh, Penny, are you still watching? I think that was you. Penny Powell, you get this purplicious pretty card coming your way soon. We have here from the country bouquet or country floral class. You guys, this was the end of January before I left for Florida. Debbie Schultz. Yay, Debbie from Florida. We have here, you guys, he had to get up and adjust himself. Thanks, Ileana. Thanks, Ruth. This goes to Linda Hall. Linda, I'm not sure if you're still watching, but you won this pretty card. I know it says Valentine's Day, but that'll come around again next year. This one goes to complete with an embellishment on the side that we're put right there. Goes to Kathleen Anderson. Yay, Kathleen. Last but certainly not least, this book card goes to Faye Godby from North Carolina. Yay, Faye. All right, so congratulations to Miss Faye and Miss Kathleen, Miss Linda Hall, Miss Debbie Schultz, Penny Powell, Cheryl Thomas, Pat Detlefson, and we had Susan Warmly. Awesome. In addition to our gals who won the door prizes. Yay. Okay, you guys, I am not making any promises that these cards are going to be out in the mail before I leave. They will be here for when I get back to mail is what I'm thinking in my head, but we have some winners. Yay. All right. So congratulations to all those girls, you guys. Stay tuned for class tomorrow night. We'll be making these cards, and then also a showcase in here some point tomorrow. I got to get a showcase done tomorrow afternoon. That's my plan. So, all right. So You guys, it's been a fun class. I know it took a little bit longer than normal, but usually, in case you guys don't know it, ink, paper, scissors sometimes do, because we do that cutting. Eyes, my flyaways. You guys don't see them. You tell me you don't see them, but I see them. Usually it takes a little bit longer with ink, paper, scissors, just because we have to cut the paper and the front end. So, but I thank everybody for sticking with it and tuning in for class tonight. We're finishing up. So this is crazy that it's May 16th and I have one more class tomorrow. And then you guys, Diane's going to be in here for in-person. And Kelly, you guys, just to let you know, Kelly Lamb, my cousin, who helps me out with my business, she's going to be in here next week, Thursday, the 25th, doing mystery card night. And then she's going to be in here on June 1st doing the paper pumpkin. I think one and then the other. So just so you know that Kelly will be keeping you guys going for the next 2 weeks. Then nothing this Thursday because Diane will be in here, but then the next two. So, all right, you guys, lots of sunshine, love, and big hugs to you guys. We will see you tomorrow for more live card making. And you guys see that? Isn't that little handball so cute? All right, you guys, I'm going to count to 10, and then I'll end it in case it ends early on me. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Thanks, Tammy Steckling. 5, 6, 7, 8. Tigger says, what does Tigger say? Bye, guys. We'll see you next time. Love you long.